Welcome on and all here to the final day of the Overkill Overload. $10,000 on the line. It's time to get some Call of Duty Mobile done today. I'm Infinity, and I'm joined by two wonderful gents on the desk today who'll be casting all of the action. First off, we got Bobby Plays.
How's it going? Feels good to be here. Feels good to finish off another Blobby Plays tournament. We've got some elite competition remaining, and we may finally have a chance to see a Lucaszin championship. I think that's something we've been waiting on for a long time in these events. I've seen some phenomenal performances out of him, but I'd say this is the strongest team that we've seen from him. So I'm excited to see what they can do today. But it's a pretty stacked lineup across the board.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And of course, I had to go for age before beauty. We've got verdicts on the right side of the screen today. How you doing, mate?
Wait. Age before beauty? You think I'm younger than Bobby? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Just in terms of pure looks, mate. It was a
Okay,
looks.
all right, that's fair. That's fair. Hey,
I'm just
I'm
trying to fool
doing
people.
great, man. I appreciate that. I don't know how much I can trust you though, because you still eat beans on toast, and there's just something that don't sit right with me on that. But I'll take it where I can get it. We're here. This is the day. I mean, we only have 4 teams left. By the end of it, we're going to crown one champion. And I mean, Bobby already mentioned it. We might actually finally see a Lucaszin championship. How great would that be?
Oh, mate, I would absolutely love to see it. Obviously, Lucaszin, captain of his own team for this event, and he's had a hell of a time so far. We'll get to that later on, though. First and foremost, before we even talk about what the event has looked like so far, we should probably introduce what the event actually is. If you weren't here yesterday, Bobby, obviously we've got to kind of run through Overkill Overload. What the hell's going on?
So basically, this is the first ever competitive COD mobile tournament allowing the Overkill perk, which means we've got double primaries. On top of that, we unrestricted all of the previously banned attachments that are not explosive or thermite related. We did restrict a few weapons, including basically the top weapon for each category, the HSO, the Tundra, the Odin, the USS-9, and the Type 63, so we get a little variety, but it's definitely made for some very exciting competition and a lot more variety than we expected. And I think it's made the pace of the game faster just because of, I mean, naturally you got Overkill, so you're well prepared for all scenarios. Definitely has not disappointed so far in this one.
Yeah, for the players who have Overkill attached to their classes,
Yeah,
it's been really fun. Obviously, yesterday we did get to see a variety of weapons. Bobby mentioned there the fact that there's a number of weapons that we banned, so we aren't just going to see 5 USS-9s, but we did see a few different weapons yesterday, right, Verdict? The DRH was back in, obviously, the attachment that made that thing OP is allowed in this tournament. There was a few fun weapons that we saw yesterday. Anything that kind of stood out to you?
That 12 ammo CX9. That thing in the hands of Shark was, I mean, just chef's kiss. In a pivotal moment in S&D, if you're able to kill an opponent and then right in front of their teammate reload and dump them, that is absolutely absurd. That was probably one of my favorite moments from yesterday's event. And I've got to say, I'm looking forward to more of that today.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what weapons come to the fray, of course. We are halfway through today's set of teams, so we'll talk about the bracket here in just a second. Before we get there, though, there is a prize pool on the line, $10,000 at the end of the competition. And if you're even competing in this tournament, you are going to walk away with some kind of share of the prize pool. 4th through 8th place walk away with $500. But Bobby, if you go further on through the tournament, you increase your share of the prize pool, and every match today means you get more of that money.
Yeah, basically, I mean, one win automatically means you are way above what you would be otherwise, doubling your money if you move into that 3rd place slot. But obviously, the big goal for all these guys is that $4,000 grand prize. I mean, at this point, I think comparable to 1st place for what you get for playing in Stage 4. So, not anything to sneeze at by any stretch of the imagination. Hopefully, we'll have lots of happy participants by the end of the day. And for those of them that didn't make it this far, at least they got something to take home with them.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone walks away with something here. That's the best kind of situation to be in. And as we said, every single match from this point onwards with our Final Four means that those Final Four will be increasing their share of that $10,000 prize pool. So money on the line for every single match that is played today. Without any further ado, then, let's show you guys what the matches do currently look like. We're going to show our double elimination bracket. A reminder, folks, that every match in this tournament is a best of 3. up until that grand finals that will be a best of 7 with a map advantage for the team that does come from the winner's side. So fun time so far in the bracket. Verdict, I'm going to start with you here. Just jump at me. Anything in the bracket that has happened so far that you want to take a look at?
I mean, I think before we started the broadcast, we talked about the disappointment in not being able to see Team PJ and Team of Bees move forward. Both of them, of course, eliminated after that lower bracket round 2. But even more surprising is the sleeper pick space obviously performed yesterday, but they're still alive, as well as Team Dozzy. How did Dozzy take out a Bees? I know we watched a few of those rounds in the Search and Destroy, and the hardpoint was pretty dominant. Big shout out to those guys. Lucaszin, of course, we've been talking about how stacked that team is. Shout out to Aerith, who came through and absolutely handled every opponent that they've encountered so far.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I think the team that has impressed me the most has been Team Aerith, Bobby, right? I think she herself has actually been probably, I wouldn't say the most performant player on that team, given kind of the various ping situations that players on that team have had to deal with. Aerith has shown out, and she has shown up in every single game. It's got her to that upper bracket final.
Yeah, she is definitely a big reason why they are where they are. Just such a gap between her and a lot of the other content creators that we've seen leading their teams. She will definitely have to continue to do that in this next matchup. And I think highlighting the importance of kind of drafting your team around location to a degree, just because of the format of the event, she's done that well to set her team up to get that advantage wherever you possibly can. So I'm excited to see what she can do right here, but it is going to be far from easy going up against the Lucaszin God Squad.
Yeah, I mean, it is just insane, isn't it? So, you know, we recognized it, excuse me, from frame 1 that Team Lucaszin, I mean, he had drafted an absolute god squad. Obviously, I mentioned it from the off that, you know, you kind of have this perfect mix of young gun players with the leadership of the likes of Veer and Skurd, and every single player has performed in every single match. Even Skurd, who, by the way, is dealing with that location-based difference in ping. So he's performed throughout pretty much every match. That upper bracket final is going to be a banger, and I can't wait to see what happens in said matchup. So that's a look at our bracket then, folks. Again, a reminder that the rest of the matches today are going to be best of 3, just as they were back in day number 1, but it is going to be a best of 7 grand final when we get there. It's been real fun to watch so far. Boys, while we got time to bring it up here, I think, you know, what else has been really fun has been the map pool, right? Bobby, you've come out here, you've come out with a really imaginative map pool here for kind of this tournament. It's been fun. Any favorites for you guys? I love seeing Meltdown S&D back in day 1, even though they kind of trolled us a little bit. I loved Sion take off hardpoint and Arsenal control. We got a map pool graphic. Oh my god, this is amazing. All right, I mean, yeah, I mean, those have been my favorites. But anything for you, maybe Bobby, that you want to kind of talk about?
Yeah, it's been nice to have Raid back in there for Search and Destroy. That's one that I have really missed. I think it's one of the best that COD Mobile has to offer, and obviously it's been fun to see it in Control for the past couple of years, but it was also nice seeing it for other modes in that rotation. And then Takeoff is another one that I think is one of the best that COD Mobile has had in its competitive history, and would love to see back in that rotation. And then as far as Control, it was just kind of like, you know what, let's take everything that's not in the map pool anymore and see how it plays now. And unfortunately, we haven't gotten to see a lot of Control, but hopefully that changes on day number 2.
Yeah, that is kind of funny, isn't it? Is that yesterday, Verdict, all of our matches were 2-0, apart from the last one, and we did get to see an Arsenal control. So, yeah, it was really fun to see that yesterday, and that was a good time.
Oh, it was a great time. I think I need to see more Arsenal control, to be honest with you. I don't think I've seen a map be played that well in a very long time. Obviously, it has its quirks, the automatic opening doors, but we can get behind, or we can get, you know, ahead of that and, you know, and see how it plays out. Obviously, the spawns are a little more adjusted, and I feel like it is probably as competitive as it has ever been.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the other thing we got to mention there with the format, you guys just saw it, 90-second search and destroy rounds. We've been blessed with fast S&D. Obviously, it's first to 7 here as well. It's been really fun to watch. Obviously, I'm not kind of falling asleep in the middle of the games because we're not having to wait for 2-minute S&D rounds. Anyway, with that said, let's start talking about the first match of the day, and we're kicking off today with that upper bracket final, Team Lucaszin versus Team Aerith. I think we should start the conversation with Team Lucaszin. Verdict. This roster has been insane. Obviously, again, that first round pick for Sawo, followed up by Viper. What phenomenal first picks for the East and West, respectively.
No, absolutely. Lucaszin 2.0 and Sawa, I'll continue to hark on it. His last entry into the events kind of highlighted how well he could play, and he has delivered. Viper as well. On the other hand, you've got Veer, the veteran, who's came through and absolutely handled business as well too. So a lot about the rookies, but more so less the veteran abilities that Veer brings to the table. That lifts a lot of weight off the shoulder of the captain Lucaszin himself. He's not having to drop 70 bombs, and they're winning very convincingly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Again, Bobby, we were talking about Lucaszin being this guy that, in previous teams has had to be the superstar. He doesn't have to do that on this roster. Is going up against a strong squad, though, in Team Aerith. Team Aerith have looked so good again. We kind of mentioned that very briefly there when looking over the bracket. Aerith herself has been performing every single match. I want to give some love to Jai, though, because Jai, again, despite the fact that he's on that ping div, it doesn't really look like it, does it?
Yeah, there's no question about it. He has looked very, very comfortable on every single map and has not really struggled as a result of that disadvantage. So once again, arguably one of the most valuable picks in this draft, given the struggles that we've seen a lot of those Eastern players have on the higher ping. The combination of him just being alongside four very experienced players, I think the chemistry is just naturally there, and he's been able to thrive because of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think, it was the confidence with which Aerith back during the draft, she was just like, yeah, Pabs Aerith, straight away. Like, immediately, you could just tell. It was a very fast pick. She knew what she was doing, and you can tell that through the rest of the draft as well. Aerith, with their operators yesterday, just very, very good. So, yeah, there's a look at our teams then, folks. I'm not too sure how far away we are from game number 1, Bobby. How many players do we have in the lobby right now?
We have everybody in the lobby, so we're pretty much good to go.
Alrighty, well, we'll wait for the game to get underway then real quick before I send you boys off on it. You know what? I haven't done this to you guys at all, but obviously being the host that I am, I kind of have to do it. I need a prediction out of you boys. Bobby, I'm going to start with you before we get into this game. Give me a prediction between Lucaszin and Aerith. Who's taking this one?
I gotta go Team Lucaszin. I think the consistency has just been at a different level. I think there's a lot of talent on Team Aerith. I think that they're going to put up a really good fight. I think it'll probably go to map 3 as well, but definitely feel like you've got to give the edge to Lucaszin and company just because of the amount of raw talent and the chemistry across the board.
All right, verdict for you. You go on the other side?
I want to be in line with Bobby, but my inner being is telling me to choose Aerith, Team Agaboo. She's got this. She's confident. She's gonna be locked in. I know she's gonna take a while to get warmed up here in this first game, but just don't let her get heated up. She will come back on you. All right.
Alrighty, well, you heard it here first, boys. These guys are going on the opposite sides of the fence. What are you guys going to go with in the chat? Let us know. Game number 1 is about to get underway, folks. Go enjoy this one, boys.
All right. We're on the way in. Everybody loaded in the lobby. The Yap Fest is over. Time to get into the action and see who is going to guarantee themselves a spot. Top 2 right here. We got Team Aerith, Team Lucaszin heading into the action. We've seen Lucaszin especially put up some crazy performances on takeoff. We'll see if he can replicate that. And pulling out the sniper, so a little bit of SMG sniper combo. See what he can do off the start right here.
Absolutely. I'm on board with Kings. Kings is rocking, I don't know, some kind of crazy lag 53 loadout I haven't seen just yet in this event either. But nonetheless, chaos ensues. It's P1. We already know what's going on. All those PowerPoints going to be taken up. Objectives being captured easily here from Lucaszin. Nobody going to be able to contest off the rip. And it looks like gunning from a distance is Veer, who's playing both the objective and his opponents and doing a great job of it as Kings does finally shut him down. Already a very fast start there for the side of Lucaszin.
Yeah, Free Fire's not going to connect onto Aerith, taken down by his teammate Pavzera, as it is going to be Team Lucaszin back on the point right here, able to get a decent chunk of this opening P1 time. Pretty consistent across the board for Team Aerith, but haven't been able to convert it into that objective control. King's going to be able to find one. BP-50 in hand as he looks to find one more on the back end as they rotate into P2. Topside control is there for Jai, but Lucaszin here to contest. Concussion does hit. He slides across, and Jai shuts him down. Big time kill to maintain this opening control.
Yep, streaks are into as well. This is good, massive. First 15 seconds in, they have gotten a few points off of it and clips that lead now as we see Viper and crew going to go ahead and start to push it. They're stacking it. They're looking to go ahead and get control fully of this staircase, and they have done God's work so far. Back in approach there for the hop up. It's going to be Papzera able to shut him down, so it's a back and forth affair we go, Bobby. P2 has been very, very mixy. As we get to the later portion of it, it is just going to be a contest after contest after contest. Aerith getting involved on the hill. It's a 3-stack. Through the smoke, they're all going to be shut down, and what a nade from Jai.
Triple right there, goes big to maintain that hard point control, and Spades continues to farm. I believe he was on a 6 spree with the gunny and some additional ones with the death machine there. Very underrated pickup for this event as Team Aerith have taken the lead. The setup is already in place for Team Lucaszin on rotation right there. You can see Lucaszin trying to push out for some additional map control. Only one more player left to be dealt with, and Aerith's kind of just running in circles on P2. Not entirely sure what she's doing. Need the reinforcements to be on the new hardpoint King's death machine, or rather Sparrow, trying to take down the death machine, and Lucaszin waiting for the reinforcements. He said, never mind, I'll do it myself.
As he is known for it. Operators out in abundance. Jai playing it patiently. Able to take down one and instantly, but waits for Aerith to come through and clear the point. They do a great job of it so far, Bobby. Last 25 seconds. Aerith gets shut down. Jai back on the respawn as well. Nobody at home. It's a feed of blue across the screen. Aerith and crew need to get back on the objective as they've lost the lead, but it's been a back and forth affair. We'll see who gets the better of this P4 rotation.
Oh my, we've got Veer on an EMP. Didn't even realize. Must have gone massive with the War Machine because it's only a 2-kill off of the gunny. But he's going to be able to get info on the Pred right here. Sees the early setup for Team Aerith and trying to put a dent in it. Might not be the worst time to pop an EMP, especially depending on what type of operator value that they have. Not a lot charged right now, so may look to wait for that. We see the equalizer pop for Papzera as he now pushes out, shuts down Lucaszin. That is a full flip, as we do see Team Lucaszin now on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, they got a full setup here. Kings on the staircase, Spades and Papzera doing God's work on the objective. Pap's going to go ahead and get a little bump out. Looks to get a little mixy on the outskirts. Is going to get shut down. The break looking like it might come through. It's Skurd. He's got to do it all by his lonesome. Tries to play his life. Takes down one with him, but it's Team Aerith who are rocking up the points. 75 and counting lead. Still very much so up for grabs. That is going to be Aerith finally taking it back, and we're going back and forth like a soccer team at this particular point. Lucaszin and squad trying to get a little bit involved onto this objective, and for the first time, they're able to get on and grab a few points for themselves.
He's got an opportunity to take down one on the front side right here. Shots on the Kings, but taken down, and that's Team Aerith now taking the lead. Neck and neck all the way through here on P1. We got Sawo, 17 kills, 20 for Spades, 21 for Jai. Just across the board, once again, phenomenal consistency. And from what I'm seeing in chat, I believe we are on EU server as well. So once again, Jai leading the way despite being all the way over in Southeast Asia. He can do it from anywhere, and right now looking to get back onto the point to lock in some more hardpoint time.
Yeah, this is a delight. This is what we were wanting when we put this event together, right? We want neck and neck competition. This has been the best hardpoint we've seen so far, and we saw some pretty good ones yesterday. This was definitely taking the cake. Last 20 seconds here up for grabs. Anybody's game for the time being. We'll see who can step up and rise to the occasion. Right now, it is going to be Lucaszin and squad. They're going to be able to get a few kills on the outskirts, but Spades getting involved with a few kills himself is able to collect some time. Papzera going to be able to pick up the slack. Rotation over to new. It's just a skip over towards this main building. Inside the launch base we go. Up top of the staircase, Lucaszin pops his op and immediately gets shut down, but it's Veer and Sawo there to retaliate. Oh man, make it 3. A big investment here for Team Lucaszin.
Yeah, Sawo's gonna get 1. Doesn't read Papzera on the backside. Veer should have comms. Turns with the War Machine, but not gonna be able to take down Kings either. And that's, what, 3 operators with not great value for Team Lucaszin on a crucial hardpoint, especially as we do see Spades popping the death machine right here. Viper slides on through, equalizer pop, but he's gonna get shut down as well. Not really great op value for either team so far in this one, and Aerith taken down off the Tempest as well.
Oh boy.
Left and right, those operators dropping like flies for both teams.
Yeah, Papzera absolutely just ripped his equalizers as well with the last 30 seconds up for grabs. Surely enough, as soon as he pops, gets a few shots, gets instantly shut down. as the lead. Yeah, again, going back and forth. It is going to be Lucaszin taking advantage of some unwanted time out of Team Aerith. Looks like they're going to go ahead and play for new. The rotation looks like it might be secure. Let's see if they can hold on for dear life. Only about a 15-point lead rolling into it. We'll see if Aerith and squad's early rotation pays off. Pabzera playing the cutoff man is going to be able to find one, is going to be instantly traded out. And with that being said, the spawn's still locked in for Aerith. Time, though, is up for grabs.
Spades locking in as much hard point time as he can. Instantly shut down. Aerith reinforces. It's going to be Skurd there for the break as well. Back and forth. Mixy as can be. Sawo traded out. Every POV we switch to insta-traded. Nobody getting more than one kill at a time. It is pure chaos on the point right here, but Team Lucaszin have been able to extend that lead out further than we've seen for the majority of the time, which is saying something given that they only have a 20-point lead right here. But this time around, Aerith and company not reinforcing the hard point nearly as quickly. We get Skurd back onto the point right there, and it looks like trying to focus on flipping these spawns, but Sawo's going to be able to earn all the rest of that scrap time with the grab vortex hitting, and they have that set up toward new as well.
Yeah, this is great operator usage, denying a lot of that time and the connection over the P4. This might be a steamroll. We might be seeing the biggest lead continuing to grow. 2 seconds left to go before this one's popping open for business. Sawo was on a streak. 2 in the combo, looking for that Preddy. Paper playing out, not going to be able to get the kill, but his teammates are there. They're reinforcing. All is out here at this particular moment. Lucassin's going to be able to pop his death machine to go along with it, and that might be the dagger. They might be able to seal this one. 2 ops going to be invested, instantly dropped, and that just might do it. Team Aerith and crew getting locked down for the time being. They can't even come off spawn.
Yeah, with how competitive this one has looked all the way through, it's going to be really tough to close a gap like this. And with Lucaszin earning a pred, it's going to be that much tougher. Streaks coming on out, and they're not showing any signs of giving up any breathing room here in this one. He's going to push out, so why not get some more? I don't care, I'm on 110 MS. Give me the EMP. Lucaszin doing Lucaszin things. Now an 80-point lead here for his squad. Team Aerith scrambling, trying to stop the bleeding.
Yep, that connection over from P3 to P4 absolutely taxed them. Aerith and crew down, but certainly not out. Let's see if they can dig themselves out. Opening objective here on the P1 reset for a 3rd time around. It is going to be occupied in blue for the time being. Lucassin's got streaks. This might be the end of days here for this first game. Pabzera going to be dialing up a Hail Marys. He does pop the equalizers. Not a bit. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, you got to dump them out if you've got them for the time being. This could be the last run.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a lot of kills off of it. P1, just such an unusual spot, but you can't question the value that he's getting right there. Once again, helps to stop the bleeding, shuts down Lucaszin right there. He's going to call in that EMP, but not sure that they're going to find a ton of value out of it. As I say that, he drops the pred as well. Doesn't look like it connects, at least not yet. And for the time being, Aerith and company still on the hard point. Great consistency across the board for them. Nobody lagging behind substantially, but just have not really been able to convert those kills into hard point time, as we do see Sawo trying to get one more off the top rope. Gets shut down right there, and who else but Lucaszin already set up on new and looking to push out those spawns as he shuts down the War Machine.
Okay, Sawo gonna be able to pop the grab vortex. Veer on the gunny for the War Machine. A little bit of support on the outskirts. This could be the final haul. Push for P2. Break is in. It's gonna be the side of Lucaszin and squad. They're rocking and rolling. King's up top. The contest. He's gonna be able to shut down one. And that's the War Machine out. The Sparrow gonna add plenty of value as it finds 2 on the way out, and that's the break. It is stuck. It is now up to Spades and Pabzera to get this break onto the objective. With only 15 seconds left to go, Lucaszin might have this one in the bag.
Yeah, they just look a bit outmatched right here. The hardpoint control, and especially those early setups, have been so difficult to break. Operator value, not going to be there for Viper, but once again, only 2 more seconds needed. There is nobody remotely close to touching, and Team Lucaszin, we're a little bit close there in the first set of rotations, but blew that one wide open after a dominant P3, P4 chain.
Yep. It's devastating, but that's the nature of the beast. We'll take a look at the post-action report. A solid job indeed from Sawu. as we mentioned, first round draft picks coming through and showing, a lot throughout these events. Sawo 43 and 43, a minute 30 on the hill. Viper though, 38 and 32, a minute and 9, highest impact. A lot of engagements there for the man himself. So both back-to-back first and second round players performing. Skurd coming through as well with a 39 and 42 stat line, a minute 60. On the opposite side, Kings, he went crazy. Didn't have a minute over the hill or minute on the hill, but he went 45 and 34. Anchoring those spawns, they're supposed to be his specialty. Unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on those spawns, Bobby.
All right. Well, those boys, they went in on that one for sure. It's and once again, the scoreboard I don't think really depicts how dominant it was when you look purely at the kill count, because you look between the two, and I think a lot of it just comes down to the capture kills. Yeah, the kills were going through for Team Aerith, but not nearly as many. You have 3 people in double digits, and it's really about the timing of those kills and the location of them that was the difference maker. So Team Lucaszin coming through. We had Kings rocking the lag 53. Once again, I'm curious to see what he had on there. Because there's a barrel that converts it into a semi-auto. That's not even what he was running. I don't know what the game plan was on that one, but interesting to say the least. Anyways, we're moving on. We are going to be heading to the search and destroy, and we will be on, let me see, Express. We've seen a couple tight matchups on Express so far already. Hopefully those will continue to deliver.
Absolutely. And that, also all too infamous 6-man on the map too, or 6-person. I don't know what you want to call it, 6-player. You know what I'm talking about. It's that choo-choo train, the bullet train going to come through here. We'll see how quickly these rounds go. Of course, we've talked about it. It's 90-second S&D rounds. So if the game doesn't, linger on in to the later portions of the round, we may not even see it be a factor. I think we only saw it come through like once or twice when we played yesterday. So, these 90-second rounds are huge for the players as well as for the terrain of the map too, Bobby.
Yeah, no question. It really changes the style of play. I think the Overkill kind of fits the 90-second rounds just because the pace that it allows you to play at. You don't necessarily have to cater to a specific weapon category as players usually would, because you need to pick things up. You swapped your SMG and you get a move on. But I think these teams will be evenly matched in the S&D. Once again, I think you still have to give the edge to Team Lucaszin just because you look at the experience, you look at how well-rounded the team is, you look at the sniper power they got. You got Lucaszin, you've got Viper, you've got Veer. It's just not really a whole lot of weak points for this squad. So I think if you are Team Aerith, you got to kind of force things to that, I believe, A side where you can get real mixy and just try to full send it into a big TDM. But I think if Team Lucaszin manages to slow down the pace of this one, they're definitely going to have a pretty substantial edge.
I think you have a very good analysis of what's to come. I still feel very strongly about my pick in Team Aerith. Obviously, they came out of the gate swinging. They just couldn't get the job done. That second set of hills exploited them. This time around, I think the edge, as you mentioned, it has to go to them. The search and destroy prowess of Pabzera and Jai going to come into fruition as well. Aerith's going to get her hands dirty too. King's going to need to step it up. I think we'll be taking a look at him to be kind of like that flex player and see how he meshes well with this squad as we're getting geared up. Game number 2 right around the corner. Express search and destroy. Definitely going to be a banger. Would love to see this one go to 3. If it does, what maps are we looking at there for, or what map are we looking at from there?
If we go to 3, it's a slums control, which I think would be the first time that we'd seen that.
Okay, yeah, that would be lovely. I would love to see how that plays out with spawns being updated.
Yep. All right. Well, we're already hopping into the action. So our players and our admins on the ball today. You love to see it. Hopefully we can keep things moving at that pace as we are good to hop into the action right here. Is that Aerith with a... I thought that was a Razorback. It's the Ram 7. That makes a little bit more sense. And interestingly enough, we have not seen the Ram 7 get used, I don't think, at all so far in this one. I don't know if that's just because it's not quite up to snuff as far as time to kill, or if it's something else, but we'll see if maybe that ends up making its way into the rotation. Aerith, opportunity to hit a snipe right there. She gets double swung and shut down. Team Lucaszin up 4 players to 1. Pabzera looking for a 1v4. Running as fast as he can. It does manage to get away with his life. The bomb is going to get planted right here, so the pressure's on for him. They should have an idea what direction he's coming from. It's going to be all about the timing of the reads here, and takes a hit marker. That should likely be the end of the round, barring a miracle.
Yep. 2v3. Ace up for grabs. Pabzera whiffs first shot. Skurd makes him pay. First round in, it was a bloodbath. Only 2 casualties on the right-hand side of your screen. They opened up strongly. Sawo leading the pack with 2 as well. Skurd finding that last. So off the bat, very great opener there for the offensive team. That is going to be a question of the game. Can Aerith and squad adapt? We'll see now as they smash on through right towards that B objective. And the first blood's going to go through. It's Pabzera and Jai as well as Veer getting involved. Pabzera going to be able to find another, and it's all down the one yet again. Shoes on the other foot. Bobby Spades closes it out. 29, or not even 29 seconds. 19-second round.
All right. As expected, we're seeing a lot of those aggressive B-side hits. Sorry, had my bomb sites confused. And I kind of figured those would be advantage to Team Aerith, just with the pace of play that their team tends to trend towards. So we see Pabzera, I believe 3K right there. Goes big for the squad, and Jai's going to be able to find first blood onto Veer, as once again, we see that advantage going the way of Team Aerith.
Oh, Viper gets a hit marker. Spades, one shot. Oh, the support. Jai steps up big. Implications there. Spades is able to stay alive. Jai getting mixy again. Shot's going to hit for the second. That's going to be Skur taken out. All of a sudden, Aerith and squad looking like they might be able to take the lead and run away with it. We'll see what they can do now as Sawo is still alive, trying to go out in his bag. The shot's just not there. And Jai is just absolutely running through this team.
Oh my gosh, Jai dumpstered Veer on that engagement, pre-firing with the LMG and gets obliterated. And once again, obviously LMG's nice to be able to get some advantage with extra bullets to pre-fire, but against a sniper like that, you just can't afford to give away information for free. No kills off the opening engagement, but once again, it's a heavy B-side hit. 1-for-1 right there as Viper gets traded out, and Lucaszin looking to push forward, trying to sniff out his teammate in Pabzera, and ends up finding Aerith anyway. Gets away with his life, but Pabzera there to shut him down, and oh my gosh, he goes big.
Bomb's planted though. 30 seconds on the clock. Pab's throwing a shoulder at it. Veer, shut down. It's all down the one and Skurd.
Oh, they have the bomb.
Oh, wait. Did they just defuse?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, Skurd, where were you at, buddy?
I don't know if he was.
It's kind of crazy.
I assume he was banking on the fake right there, but he faked the faker and ended up paying for it. So looks like it will be Team Aerith extending out that lead right here. Once again, actually a different approach is they don't send anybody aggressively toward that B side. 2 players going to go through top tunnels, and Spade should be first point of engagement right here. Viper gonna fake the plant, and Spade slides out. Big opening kill.
Big opening kill, big opening engagement. Let's see if they can bounce back. No, Skurd shut down. Sawo does get the trade as we're down to a 2v3. Bombs should be collected. It should be capitalized on. Aerith, who has been relatively quiet through this, needs to go big. Kings offering a little bit of support over the top ropes, but bombs collected, bombs going down nonetheless. 40 seconds on the clock. They've got to make some motion here. 2v3 here for the retake. We got one lone man in the back lines, and Veer, he'll be insurance man. Sawo aggressive up front, and then Lucaszin on the prowl.
Aerith definitely saw one below, but Kings gets taken out. That makes it a 1v3. She gets spotted out. Lucaszin slides through for the kill, and that brings things a little bit closer as Team Lucaszin takes their second round here. Chaotic as expected. Pabzera really dominating, and with not really a weapon selection we would expect out of him, rocking the DRH. I think maybe some of that ping disadvantage just requiring him to make some adjustments in the style of play, and he does get shut down off that opening engagement. So Sawo gets pushed forward. He's got that burst CX9 in hand, knows the time to kill and what it has to offer. Not going to be able to get a second onto Aerith, but slides through, forces Jai off the bomb site. Unusually enough, bomb carrier is all the way over on A. That's Viper. And he is on an island right now, and his teammates get picked apart one by one. Great trigger discipline to be able to pick up one, but doesn't realize Aerith's on the opposite side, and he's shut down as Team Aerith takes the advantage heading into half.
Yeah, that's an interesting route for the bomb carrier. Nonetheless, we're at the half. Don't have to worry about that moving forward. We'll see how they play the defense, but a little bit of a last round blunder, if you ask me. Nonetheless, action ensues. We get the flip. Aerith and squad need this map desperately. They are up 2 rounds. Lucaszin opening up with the first blood. That's going to be Jai. And if you're Team Aerith, you're certainly struggling to get the trade, but it's PabZero who's going to be able to get there. Oh my god, the nade comes through for Lucaszin. He's on a 3-piece, Bobby.
Oh my.
Skirt and crew getting some more kills too. It's down the Pabs.
That fell apart so quickly. They just looked so lost. I don't know if it was the stuns connecting simultaneously, but just all 4 players kind of sitting prone down below that topside building, and they certainly ended up paying for it. PabZero tries to dip, not going to be able to get away with his life, and Team Lucaszin starting to reel it back in once again. Definitely a dominant opening start here. We'll see if we have any adjustments out of Team Aerith, as the aggressive B-side hit did not pay off. They are going to full commit once again. This time, one player going to play the top side. That's going to be Spades, but it is going to be pure chaos here on the site. And that's going to be Skurd finding one before getting traded out by Spades. Once again, bomb goes down instantaneously, and Viper left all alone. Once again, he's going to get shut down. And these are some fast S&D rounds.
Yeah, they are indeed. They are speed running them. Viper last player standing, couldn't even get a shot in, spotted multiples, and surely enough, scouting port paid off. That is going to be Team Aerith, inching their way closer to that control game. Only need 2 more rounds to shut it out. They are looking pretty dominant on this flip. Let's see what they can continue to do here. First blood comes through. It is going to be Lucaszin. So looks like the approach is going to be a little less aggressive, as they do find 2 off the rip. That's defensive, standing strong. Lucaszin not going to be able to find the shot there on Kings, who's going to tuck his tail and run, and that's probably the best play.
Nearly had eyes onto another player mid as well, but not able to connect for the wall bang. Aerith slides through to stay alive. They've got the man advantage right here. Bomb is in the hands of Kings, and they're just going to kind of sit back and hope for an over-aggression out of Lucaszin and company. He's looking for those additional picks. Nades over top may give them a bit of information right here. Spade's actually going to opt to walk up right here. Instantly shut down by Viper. Now all on to Aerith and Kings as they continue to sit back and wait for picks. Only 30 seconds remaining. Not a whole lot of options for them.
None at all. See if Kings can find this first engagement. It's Viper, or Aerith rather, not Gareth. Good God. What the hell am I talking about? Aerith now left alone. Oh boy, gets caught up on the hop up. And that is going to do it for that round. 5-4. The side of Lucaszin and squad trying to claw back in this and shut it down in 2. They are not wanting a game 3 control. We'll see if they can get the job done now, as they have been making some pretty dang good adjustments here on this flip. Smash hit over towards the B site. They're expecting a lot of action. Nobody's at home. On the A side of things, that's where the attacking squad's going to be at. They are all on their lonesome. A free plant indeed. Nades off the rip. Smoke's going to go through. Bomb's going to go down along with it. It is going to be PabZero, who's half health, but is able to stay alive for the time being. Aerith's going to go ahead and plant the rock. That's going to put the pressure on. 45 seconds here for the retake. 5v5 style.
Yeah, it takes a long time for Team Lucaszin to get adjusted off of this. That allows Aerith and company to get really far pushed out off that bomb plant position, but they're not winning the trades. They get picked apart one by one, and suddenly PabZero is all alone. Here's Skurd up top, but Veer's already I thought he'd hop the bomb down below.
Yeah.
He actually is going to go ahead, cancel that bomb defuse, but I don't know that Pabzera is going to spot it in time. Not the best plant positioning, especially for where he was playing. And they're going to be able to get the defuse and take the round right there. Definitely feels like a bit of a blunder for Team Aerith, especially given what was served up to them on a silver platter as a wide open A site.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes like that. Obviously, you don't have the intuition to know it's going to be a 1v3 in that instance, but you got to have the knowledge that it could come down to that particular instance. First blood's coming through. It's Sawa who's going to get the better of the trades, though. He's gotten aggressive, pays the price. Pabzera been a search and destroy demon throughout this round, or this game indeed. 12 kills on board as he leads the lobby. Looks like they're going to pick up the rock in this 3v3. Head over towards that A side. Let's see if they can learn from their mistakes now, as yet again another free plant going to be awarded to them. All of the positions going to be checked abruptly. Trophies down. Looks like they're going to push it a little further out so you can see for that window. As you can see, Pabzera is like, yeah, dude, I was here last round. We're not making that same mistake again.
Spades is extended really far out into spawn right here. Veer trying to make his way across, but only a shotgun in hand. He's got that 3-line as well. I forgot we're playing Overkill. Never expect him to just have one gun. Trying to clear out as much as he can. Jai's going to find first blood on the retake right here. Pabzera up top. It's going to be Veer by himself, but Pabzera gets the audio cue. And just like that, Team Aerith extend out that lead with an opportunity to close things out and force a map 3 right here. Some tight rounds, but definitely mistakes that you would think could be avoided in these particular situations. This time we may see some more engagements over here on the B side, but it looks like Team Aerith gonna back up off of this one, but the nades connect for Team Lucaszin. An opportunity for them to equalize as the shotguns going crazy. Viper pushes on through, and it's all left down to Pabzera in a 1v4. Doesn't stand much of a chance with that positioning, and we're headed to OT.
Yep. Not much happening there. OT we go. They've clawed their way back into this one, Bobby. Let's see if they can shut it out. Lucas and his squad going to be on the attack for the first round. Bomb's going to be left inside of the spawn. They're going to be looking to pick it up now as Veer's headed back that way. He's going to be the objective man. Nade's at the ready. A looks like it's going to be for free. Nobody inside main. Nade's going to be chucked out regardless. And it looks like it's going to be a free plant. Trophies are down. Whoa, Jai, as soon as he walks out, Veer instantly shut down.
Spades gives away some information there. Thought he was going to be able to get the pick, and now forced back. Bomb's still not gone down. Sawu has it in hand, but they're definitely second-guessing this play. Not wanting to overcommit onto the A side, and expect both teams will probably wait for some sniper action before fully committing to a play here. Lucaszin not being afforded an angle. Aerith right back, tucked into that corner, and Lucaszin sees the trophy system, so at least gets the information on the positioning, even if he doesn't have an angle to act on it.
All right, that's going to be the call. Sawo going to go ahead and put it down. 9 kills to his name. Shots are blazing above the exit. He's going to take a shot, but is still alive. That's a 3v5 now to hold. And certainly looking undoable. Viper going to peek on through. It's Kings getting some shots on through as well. London, or Skurd rather, and Sawo going to be able to combine for 2. Spades is able to find one. It's down to Skurd. He's one shot. It ain't happening. Plenty of time to defuse. 2 players left standing. We are on map point.
Bro, it's just painful. Everybody I switch to instantly dies. Nobody wants to get a kill when they're being spectated. Team Aerith take the lead back right here with an opportunity to close it out. Interesting timing as the train hits.
Wait.
I was a little bit worried somebody's going to die off spawn right there, but everybody stays alive. It is going to change the style, though. We saw a lot of A hits, and that's going to force everybody toward the B side right here. Smokes over the top. Lucaszin, opportunity at a first blood. Not able to connect right there. Spots one across mid, and that's going to be Jai shut down. Another makes it a 3-piece. He goes crazy for his squad as they want more OT, and they're going to get it.
Oh, boy, Lucaszin. They were just one after another. gifting you kills right there. Very unfortunate, but hey, that's how Express plays out. I guess that last round lingered on a little bit longer than it should have. I don't know how that train came out of nowhere. Nonetheless, we got all the action caught in 4K. Viper opens up with the first blood. They are starting off strong here on their attacking approach. The defense have stand strong so far. We'll see if this player advantage amounts to something. B-site bomb looking like it might be approached. Pabzera, absolute one-shot. Aerith, look over in support. It's going to be able to get some shots in, but it's instantly shut down.
Wow, great flank from Spades, but some unfortunate timing as one player comes from the top side in Team Lucaszin. The flawless round right there as they now have a chance to put the entire series away. Would be absolutely crucial for them to avoid that slums control if at all possible, and he's leading the way. 17 kills once again, looking for the wall bang. He's got the read on the push, but the shots just don't connect right there. Doing his best to escape, and it looks like he will for the time being. They keep the man advantage right here. Jai and Kings left to try to clutch up. Jai praying for some timing that won't be found. King's pretty far pushed up and seems to have an idea. At least one player's pushed up. It's all on the timing, and the timing does not go his way. Jai, the only one who can avoid the 2-0 in the lower bracket send, but it's not gonna be. Veer picks up the kill right there, and the win goes through as Sylvia gives 50 members. Can we get some member hype in chat? We appreciate it, and congratulations, Team Lucaszin. You are on your way to the grand finals.
W Team Lucaszin, W Sylvia, W Stream, W Games. My, oh my, what a way to start this day out. We got grand finals coming up. Best of 7. Right now, we got delivered bangers through 2 very close games. This Search and Destroy going to overtime, yielding a 9-7 victory. And Bobby, you got 50 more gifted members. Let's get some hype in chat. Let's go.
Sylvia. Sheesh. Good gracious. We appreciate it. You can keep talking.
A lot of hype. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of hype right there. Looking at the post-action report there. I mean, of course, in instances where you need Lucaszin to drop plenty of kills, he sits atop of the leaderboard, 17-9. Multiple 3-piece. He's just a walking radar at that point, piecing them apart. On the flip side of things, Pabzera kind of slowed down towards the end, ended up with 14 kills nonetheless. They're sent down to the lower bracket, Bobby, where they will be facing off against the winner of Team Space and Team Dozzy. Is that correct?
I believe so. Team Space and Team Dozzy, the 2 remaining lower bracket teams. Infinity, were you expecting that one to be as quick as it was?
I mean, I guess not. I mean, I expected more overtime, if I'm honest. Lucaszin was having enough. He was like, yeah, all right, I'm kind of done with overtime. These last 3 rounds, I'm just going to get these one done super quick. It was like a 3-piece in round number 14 or something like that. I don't know. This guy is going off. He's going wild, despite the fact that he, again, is on like 100 ping or something ridiculous like that. He was doing it all. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be a 2-0 though, especially with the way that the Search and Destroy was going, the fact that we were in overtime. Massive shout out though to Team Lucaszin in that hard point, because despite the fact that they were not really outslayed that much, like I think it was like a 5-kill slaying difference between the 2 teams, they managed to win by like 100 points or so. And that's something I said in the chat as well, Bobby, was that for both of the maps we saw there, it's kind of funny that they were played more or less the exact same way that they were when they were played in the 2024 set of rotations in competitive, which is that Takeoff Hardpoint went down to like a P3 to P4 rotation that Team Lucaszin managed to win, and then Express Search and Destroy was just mostly bang out B hits.
Yeah, it was I mean, he looked very, very comfortable. I'm looking back at his stream, and he was playing on 90 MS, so he stopped frag for the whole lobby. Playing on 90 milliseconds, he's just that guy. And once again, he's undeniably one of the most skilled players in the game. You say what you want about what region is the strongest, what team is the strongest. Lucaszin has always been and will always be up there at the top of that talent pool. And it looks like, fortunately enough, we're going to have a pretty quick rotation of players in for matchup number 2, as we've already started to get our players in the lobby. So looks like we shouldn't have to wait too terribly long to get set up for that as well.
Oh, you'll love to see it. All right, well, let's start the conversation then. Team Dozzy versus Team Space in the lower bracket semi-final verdict. We should probably start the conversation with Team Dozzy. This team, real surprise, I think. In the draft, Dozzy was coming out. He wanted a full NA squad. They showed out yesterday, though. They look pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's probably one of the teams like right below Space as being that sleeper pick. Obviously, they were able to take out abruptly a very quick 2-0 against Team of Beast, so we got to give them where credit is due. Tyrese Cartels, Jesus Can Save, and Skull Guy. Skull Guy, I believe, was just popping off. He got that 3-piece collat on the Coastal Search and Destroy, and that was the instant dagger. Talking about shutting a team down, there is no coming back from that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you know what's funny about that conversation was that Skull Guy, I think, in the first game, Bobby, yesterday, when we were watching them, I think it was versus Team Lucaszin, I want to say, was who they lost to in Winners Round 1. Skull Guy was being neutered on, I think it was, I want to say, a Tunisia Search and Destroy. So him actually showing up, I think, is a key difference maker for Team Dozzy if they want to try and win for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that one. I think we kind of underestimated them based on the way that the first matchup went, just because they got steamrolled by Team Lucaszin. When in reality, it's just because Team Lucaszin is looking like that team right now. So I think some changes in the way we evaluate them definitely make them look like a more competitive team. I do think the competitive experience for Team Space is going to show out once again. Obviously, ping is going to play a role in this one with 4 North American players on Team Dozzy. But I think once again, Skull Guy is going to be the X factor in the search and destroy. And I think to a degree, maybe Space's mental is going to be a big factor in this one, because we saw a lot of ups and downs for him yesterday. We saw him at the top of the lobby and the bottom of the lobby for this team. So I think he's going to really have to lock in and be consistent in this matchup for them to have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the key difference to make it for me as well. As you know, Space yesterday, he was doing so well in their first matchup back in Winners Round 1. He was piecing, he was dropping like a 40 bomb in the hard points and ridiculous like that. He was running through the search and destroy, and then he got to the game versus Aerith, and albeit the rest of the team kind of picked the slack a little bit, he maybe wasn't have as kind of transformative as games as he was back in the first round of play. That being said, Team Space have had their moments yesterday. I think Shark in particular, Verdict, you mentioned him with the CX9 at the top of the show, being the guy that we want to watch out for. He was piecing yesterday, so I feel like if he shows up and does that again, it will make a difference for Team Space.
Oh yeah, 100%. And if you're looking at it too, Space is the only team that hasn't played against Team Lucaszin, so that'll just kind of tell you they haven't really had that extreme matchup just yet. Everybody else in this the bracket that's still alive have been beaten by Team Lucaszin, with Aerith squad being just sent down to the lower bracket. So gonna need a step up performance out of them. They got to start strong here in this combine. I think Bobby, alluded to the potential competitive experience being the advantage, and especially on a map like Combine. We saw Space yesterday. He didn't really perform as necessary, but I still feel like that competitive power that he has on his squad should be able to lift and make this one work out for them here in this map 1.
Yeah, I will say the difference as well, I think, going into this Combine Hardpoint, Bobby, comparatively to yesterday, is that what we were talking about after that game number 3, or game number 1 and game number 3, I should say, the respawns, was that Team Aerith, their operators were really good, like very efficient yesterday versus Team Space, and that was one of the reasons they were getting shut out. You had like a player like Spades, for example, with the DM being a constant nuisance around P4, and Team Space just couldn't get into the hardpoint. You're not going to be dealing with that as much here, and I feel like you're going to be giving a lot more space, pun fully intended, to kind of run around Combine Hardpoint. So I feel like at least they're going to have more of a chance here in this first match. They're going to have kind of more space to work with their operators.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there is I think there's going to be a big gap in the play style, and I think the team that we're looking at for Dozzy and his squad is very, very slay heavy, and so I think they're going to be able to pick up those kills. It's just going to be a question of what does it look like for them to reinforce the hard point, and what is the OBJ presence going to be? You've got Skull Guy, but more than likely he's going to be on a ping disadvantage, and trying to be in a set position playing the OBJ makes it that much more difficult when you're going against people who have both ping advantage and peekers advantage on the way in. So I think they are going to struggle a little bit right here. Some of their players are going to have to adjust their play style, but hopefully they can make it a competitive matchup, as it does look like we've got all of our players in the room.
Alrighty, well, with that said, then if the players are ready to go, we'll get you guys ready to go. Combine Hardpoint with the first map, guys. It's all to do for here is the loser of this matchup goes home.
All right, we are good to go. We'll see what the Space Squad can do as they look to continue their lower bracket run. Obviously, Team Dozzy been here for a minute, and they are staying alive for as long as possible. So, Combine Hardpoint always promises to be a mixy one, a chaotic one. I don't know if that was server lag or what, but it looks like everybody is chilling. As far as the games go, we are underway, and nobody wants to get on to P1 to open things up. Finally, we do see Team Dozzy sliding on through as Tyrese finds 3 to open things up.
Here we go, Tyrese fighting 3. Some adjustments being made. We watched Space Team yesterday kind of struggle in this map, and we kind of, alluded to the fact that Space needed to maybe switch it up in some of these loadouts. Obviously, he's rocking the VMP as well as a DRH, so constructive criticism taken. He has received it very well. His team, though, on the other hand, very much so pointless here on towards this P1 objective. They do have spawns, and they got Space, who got a little bit of a split, making the most out of it, too, as well as he's not going to be able to get the kill there onto Dozzy, but the trades are abound, and Marvel taking some point time to go along with it. This is a W set of rotations so far. Seconds. Hill coming through. It looks like the side of Space and Crew.
So sorry.
Yeah. Were you muted for me as well, or was it just for the stream?
No, my mic was muted, so that was that was what was happening right there. We got Jez running the VLK Rogue. I mean, that is kind of the last weapon that I ever expected I was going to see. But as we can see, the spawn control is there for Team. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get my team situated. Team Space, as they do lock down that front side. We do see the Tempest come out, and they're spawning all the way across the map. Once again, leaving some scrap points on the table right here, but they maintain that control, and Jez just going to continue to stay prone in front of that doorway. He has got to be the set OBJ guy, because that thing does not have more than 5 meters of range. He has one job, and that is to stop anybody that comes through that doorway. Unfortunately, it is not going to do him a whole lot of favors in that scenario.
No, it's not. We're looking at the rotation over the new big kills coming through for Dozzy. Spawns are going to be locked down for this P3 rotation, so it looks like we might be having some trades on P2 to P3. Setup is good. Rock's locked down. Dozzy onto the objective. They go. Top side's controlled, but the side room is where the infiltration's coming through. 3 players in. It's Crozin who's going to be able to pop the War Machine and gets the clearance. The spawns now flipped on their heads. Cartel's looking to go for the point as well with the Tempest. Is going to get shut down, and that is going to be an early break going in favor of the boys over at Team Space, as they are locking in time and getting a lot of map control on the outskirts.
All right. Well, people were, I saw people in chat saying, oh, it's NA ping, Space's squad doesn't have a chance. The competitive experience is showing that they absolutely do, regardless of the setup. And Jez going to pick up kill number 10 right here as they look to close down the rest of this hard point time. Once again, the VLK Rogue, in my experience, one of the worst weapons in the game. But if it works, it works. I don't know if I've seen him get a kill with it yet. We'll see if he can maybe convert right here. Once again, the kills going through as expected. The kills going through for Team Dozzy, that has not been converted into hard point time really at all so far in this one.
No, not at all indeed. 60-point lead rotating over towards that P4 objective. This is where you get your money's worth. Let's see if the setup pays off there for the boys over at Team Dozzy. Looks like they're going to be struggling off the gate. It's going to be trades for operator. Jesus, last-ditch effort here as he's waiting for the cavalry to come through. He's going to have 2 in a crew. And surely enough, going to get shut down. But time still being collected in Team Space as they do get the break back through. It is a very, very slow start there for Team Dozzy, as this first set of hills has basically put them out more than 80 seconds as of right now. It looks like it's going to get completely worse.
Yep, Space manages to get a couple right there off of the Tempest as well, so they should be able to pick up the rest of this scrap relatively easily, and it's just going to require a complete change in play style for Team Dozzy, as I'm pretty sure they have substantially more kills right now, and they find themselves now down 80 points. There's not kills that are having any type of an impact, and you can see them even here backing up off the point. They do maintain those spawn side or strong side spawns, but they've got to convert this into some hard point time. Dozzy taken off the point, as is Jesus Can Save You, and just like that, Team Space is going to be able to get pushed forward once again.
Just a continuation of that first set of hills. Space on the objective. He's going to have a little bit of help and support from Marvel. The second set needs to be different for the side of Team Dozzy. Two-man stack over towards the objective. They got the flip early. Let's see if they can maintain the map control there in this instant. Looks like they're going to be pretty solidly set up with a roamer on the background and Tyrese, who's trying to block those hills, or block those spawns, rather. Space going to try and get a little anti-push up. It's shut down. The hill being occupied in yellow, and that Team Space going to continue to nickel and dime them. However, the only positive thing we could say is it's been a great job of playing a little bit objective as well as maintaining those spawns for new, as we know how devastating that P2 setup can be.
Yeah, and this is the first real setup that we've seen them maintain strong spawn control for. So we'll see if they manage to convert that into anything. We see Jez with that VOK Rogue once again. Did not expect to see this by any stretch of the imagination. Unfortunately, not going to be able to shut down the equalizers in the hands of Dozzy. And he's going to be able to push out right there. The War Machine for Crozin counters, but Skull Guy says, I've got one of my own. He's trying to find Marvel, but can't quite connect right here. And the shots actually go out the doorway as he's taken down by Shark. And even without those strong side spawns, we see Team Space being so pesky and avoiding any time they can possibly give up in this one.
Well, the Space on the back line gets a good spawn, but it's Skull Guy who's going to be able to find three, and they're going to be able to play this through the front. Shark going to be able to swiftly push on through. The contest is going to be through. The break is going to be in for the last 14 seconds. If your Team Space, this is a W. You got to set up for new. You got a little bit of time off that. And more importantly, you denied a lot of time indeed for the boys over at Team Dozzy. Now it's a rotation that needs to be made. Player number 4 in blue, Cartel shut down as he is going on a route. Backline spawn secured. Shark and crew looking to put this one away, Bobby. This might be the dagger. If you cannot get this break early on, this points might be just too much to overcome.
Yeah, and once again, like, even with them having strong side spawns, they didn't get any type of a point advantage. I think, if anything, we saw Team Space still manage to build on their lead. And the gap in understanding of how to play winning hardpoint in Call of Duty Mobile just very much showing itself right here. As we do see Jesus Can Save You around the back line, that Death Machine to break on in the point. But they don't get the strong side spawns, somehow not getting the kill right there either. And he lets one march right into the hard point. They find the kills, but things looking shaky at every turn. They manage to shut down the Tempest in the hands of Space, but there's Marvel breaking right on through.
That has been the name of the game so far. Jez, my God, he's still rocking the VOK Rogue. I don't know what he knows, but buddy. I was about to say put it away, but man, he makes it just look so effortless. I remember playing with this gun in Warzone. It's kind of like a dulled down Echo, to be honest with you, in that regard. But man, he's making a little bit of noise with it. 24 to his name. I don't think we'll ever see this particular loadout ever again moving forward. I don't know. Who knows? If they win this event, maybe, or if they win this game, obviously we might see it moving forward. But 216-86 as I divulge this matchup, not as interesting as we'd like it to be. Dozzy, fight back, buddy. Space, putting him in the dirt right there. Tyrese able to get the trade. Uppers coming through as the shot's not going to land. It's 3 in the feed. That is going to be it. Only 30 seconds needed to close this one out here for Team Space.
Yeah, they're looking pretty dominant in this one. Crozin gonna pop War Machine right here. And that's gonna be 2 more to go as he gets the EMP. Tyrese finally able to trade him out. He and Dozzy 33 plus apiece, but once again, it's just not converting into that hard point time. They're able to get the scraps here and avoid the 100-point club, but it has got to be flawless hard point the rest of the way through. Shark doing his best to keep things contested, and he's going to be able to get 2 more. Cartel's finally there for the trade, but they've got to get all hands on deck on the OBJs. They've only got 21 seconds of breathing room here in this one.
Jez opening it up on the objective, playing it super well. Cartel's able to take him down. Dozzy shut down as well as Cartel's. Frozen is him right now. 38 kills to his name. and a handful of streaks, a pocket full of sunshine to close this one out. Finally going to get shut down. We'll see if he pops or not. 8 seconds left to go. Why not? As we rotate on through. Last 5 seconds needed. Streaks are out in the air. That should do it. Space on the objective. He's doing the most, and the Predator is going to seal the deal. 250, 105. A very large drop-off from that first matchup. It seemed like Team Space commanded that lead from beginning to end.
Yeah, no question about it. And just really strong performances out of everybody on that squad. Once again, Jez, I think it might be time to put away the VLK Rogue. Your team got the win. He did get 1,000 points from capture kills, and I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was all VLK Rogue, but now I'm looking at his teammates, and they all had more points from capture kills. So maybe might be worth reevaluating right there, but regardless, they take the W. You can see Tyrese, Dozzy looking solid in the kills department, but nobody really looked great on the OBJ. Jeez can save you 51 seconds, but he clearly was not getting a whole lot of help as he goes double negative right there, and that one was pretty one-sided through and through.
Absolutely. Well, Team Dozzy's made it this far. They got slobber knocked by Team Lucaszin early in the event. Right now, they are getting slobber knocked by Team Space, who's come through. Your sleeper pick might be in a guaranteed top 3. We'll have to find out as we get geared up for game number 2. Really, I mean, it's just a clinical 9-day performance out of Team Space. They get blasted on that map yesterday. They turn around, they do the blasting. So maybe that'll be enough to carry that energy into the search and destroy, close it out. Hopefully Team Dozzy's not deterred, because we need to see a little bit more out of them. We need to see that triple collab out of Skull Guy too, buddy. You got to dial it in. Every time that we get into this map and he's playing, from now on, my expectation is he's getting a triple collab. That's just what my mind's programmed to take in.
All right. I'm praying we get to see it again. And this is where they were able to put out the godlike 1.0 squad that we had pretty high expectations for. So we know they've got the experience. They've got some recent reps on here as well. Really a question of the consistency. And once again, they were not really that far behind in the slaying department last map, at least for their top slayers. It was the chemistry that just didn't really look to be there. So I would say if they can manage to find some first bloods, you have a little bit more advantage in a situation like this where there's more isolated gunfights, and those 1v1s have a little bit more emphasis. Absolutely a chance they could force a map 3 here.
Okay, we'll see. We'll have to find out. Ready to go. Lock and load. What could be the last game of this event for Team Dozzy? They've got to lock it in. See if they can come out on top here and take that control. Begging for it. We hadn't seen very much of it as of late. Only one to be exact throughout this entirety. I guarantee we're going to see some controls in our grand finals, but that is ever so long away. As we get geared up for it, this could be a banger. We'll see if Team Dozzy can strike back.
All right. Well, once our admins hit the ready button, all the players made sure to unready. So just a second, and we should be good to go. Look at the sniping power and across the board once again. Team Space, a lot to work with. Space, I would love to see you not rock marksman sniper. That's just my one request here in this one. It makes me physically angry when I see that, and it looks like he's going to do it again. I shouldn't have expected any differently, but you know what? We'll see what he can do right here as we get underway here in the Coastal Search and Destroy. Opportunity at securing top 3. See if they can execute.
All right, bomb collected. First 6 rounds. It is going to be Team Dozzy and crew trying to set the tone. A site's going to be cleared on through. There's one down low, or actually no, he's going to be right on that staircase on the outskirts out A long. Everybody onto this objective. I'm not quite feeling it. Marvel's going to be able to find a first blood, and then Tyrese able to get the quick trade. Cavalry's coming through. Everyone's made the adjustment as they slide on in. Bomb's going to be planted. 40 seconds on the clock.
I mean, that bomb planter got left on an island. Skull Guy hung out to dry. The kills come through one at a time. The Coastal Specialist showing out right here, but Jez taken down. Now all down to Crozin. Gets the read on Tyrese's position, but that peeker's advantage should work wonders for him, and it does. A 4K for Tyrese to open things up here in round 1.
Yeah, you take a little bit of notes out of Space's loadout too. He said we wanted to see him rock something other than a marksman sniper, and look what did the job there in that first round. Marksman and sniper. They had a game plan though. They buckled up, they hit that A site, they smashed it, they got that bomb plant down instantly. Wasn't a fan of everyone being on site, but hey, it is on site when you get that bomb plant down quickly. They were able to get the kills. Tyrese carrying much of that load. Quick hit over towards this B position now. Lethals are out in abundance. Shots are coming through. It's 2 for 1. Jesus. Shut down. Skull Guy able to get a trade, but it's 3v2. Make it 3v1 all down to cartels.
Oh, and
wow.
Shark makes it a 2-piece once again with that CX9 burst. So unforgiving. And they equalize things right here as get Jez now with 3 kills on the board. He has been loving the QQ9, which is another thing that I don't think we've really talked about a whole lot, but certainly didn't expect that to be in the meta rotation. I don't know if he's dead set on just going off meta all day, but certainly working off the start of this one. Concussion hits, but Crozin doesn't make the initial peak. He's going to be forced back. Now he's weak, gets taken down. Marvel's there to make 1 pay, make it 2, looking for a 3rd. Jesus can save you. Unfortunately for him, there is nobody here to save you as he gets shut down, and Team Space now takes the lead.
Okay, Team Space bouncing back. That first round was just a blunder, right? Tyrese can't get 4 kills every round. So far, he's sitting on 4. Gonna need some contribution from the rest of you guys, including Dozzy, who's sitting on a donut. On the flip side of things, it's a pretty well-rounded scorecard. We'll cut Space some slack as Jez has picked up a majority of the kills for his crew. Marvel right there along with 3. Smash over towards the B lane we go. Nobody there. Looks like it might be a hands-off approach, but look at Shark. Oh my god, able to slide through the middle of the map and takes down 2. That could be devastating.
Space going to be forced off that back side. Skullguy finds one onto Marvel, and into a 3v3 we go. Bomb goes down. Players continue to drop like flies in Space. Can't find Dozzy on the cross right here. Only 2 players left to hold. Pressure onto Skullguy to find one on the entry, but Dozzy hit markered weak in the backside. He's going to be able to find one anyway, and Skullguy is there to continue being a nuisance. Finds one for himself in a second onto Crozin. Big time clutch out of a big time player. And we're tied back up at 2 rounds apiece right here. It's looking like it could be another back and forth search and destroy. We've seen a lot of those over the course of the event.
Yeah, it looks like they like that look as well. They're going to go ahead and smash that B lane yet again. Maybe they'll look for the lurk, and Shark, who's yet again going to try to make something through the middle of the map, and through the smoke, he's going to be able to find somebody. It's Cartels on the back line. Nade's going to be chucked out. He's going to be dealt with. Shark, again, in waters, making you pay, and that is going to be a nuisance. They're looking for more kills on the back line. Tyrese able to get a trade on through in Jez, so there is that going. Space just waiting abruptly on towards this entry into the objective, and surely enough, Crow's going to be able to find one to go along with it.
Marvel trying to find eyes on somebody across mid, and once again, Tyrese is really just banking on an overextension. Nearly had some timing onto Shark through that back line, but doesn't manage to get it. It's all underway here on the bomb site, and a lot of utility going out right here as Space whiffs on that first shot, but not on the second. Tyrese down for the count. Dozzy, bomb down right here. No, it doesn't go down, and that leaves only 1 player remaining. Skullguy taken down, shotgun in hand, but Marvel slides on through. The bomb did go down, but unfortunately the round will not be found, as it is going to be Team Space now taking the lead in this one.
Yeah, Space missed a few more shots than which I checked his point of view. The injury, he chucked a stun, gets a hit, could not hit the easy shot. And that could have been huge, unfortunately, for the side of Team Dozzy. It didn't matter, as that round's going to be concluded. Good bounce back from Marvel and Shark. They're going to be able to get the entry onto the objective. Now it's a different look on towards this A site. Marvel looking for the opening blood. Is going to get stunned, forced down off his position. Is going to win the first initial gunfight. And Crozin going to be able to find 2, actually. So he does snag those kills.
Ooh, and timing doesn't go Marvel's way on that one. Not able to catch Jesus Can Save You on the exit. So they keep at least 2 players alive right here. But really need for Tyrese to open up, and he's not going to be able to connect. Both of these players really, stuck unless somebody makes a play, and unfortunately timing is not there. They actually end up finding 2 on the exit though, and Skullguy is going to give them a chance here in this round as they move into a 2v2.
Yeah, Marvel and Shark yet again in a similar position. Jesus saves and Skull Guy. They've got the right read. They've got to move quickly. They've got to cover all this area. Stun check gone through. Doesn't necessarily clear the wine cellars, and Skull Guy knows it. The pre-fire comes through. The job now almost halfway done. Bomb's going to get planted, but look at Shark. Shark's sit and wait. Skull Guy's going to give away his location by that bomb plant. Jesus there for the trade. It's down to a 1v1.
He needs to make it a 1v2 right here. Tries to commit for the plant, but Marvel knows exactly what's happening right here. This should be free, and indeed it is. Phenomenal close to the half as they go up 2 rounds here into the side flip. Team Space, as with the hard point, looking fairly comfortable, and looking over at Team Dozzy. They really need Cartels to lock in right here. Expected to be one of the top players for that squad. Has not looked particularly comfortable here in this one, and hasn't had that level of dominance we expected out of him. Got lots of engagements happening across mid right here. No kills quite yet, but Space very far pushed up, and we will likely see that first engagement with Jesus Can Save You on the backside of these boxes.
Oh, Space, you got to hit those, bud. Jesus right around the corner. Tyrese not peeking it, throws a shoulder, instantly dies. Jesus able to get the trade, so the bait was took. No sight on, or no position on towards either side. It looks like it's just going to be a middle of the map approach, and we're in a blender here. Jez, Marvel combining for some shots. Marvel is going to be able to get the kill. And now we go over towards the A objective. Bomb's going to go down along with it. The rotation being read here for Dozzy and Skull Guy. They know what's going on. Skull Guy going to be the first one to peek. Nobody up top. Marvel was spotted, but no shots being taken, and he's going to get shut down instantly.
Dozzy gets the audio cue on Jez, but doesn't hit a single bullet, and things continue to unravel for Team Dozzy. Now on the brink of elimination. Need to lock in now more than ever. They find themselves down 3 rounds. And you definitely don't want to move to match point with only 2 rounds on the board. We'll see what they can do right here. We see an aggressive push straight up the middle. Should be free access here onto the B site, and Dozzy has got to go huge for his squad. Not able to get a single kill, and that is a devastating open to the round.
It is, and look at Marvel. He's in a prime position. Is going to get stun checked on through. Bomb's going to go down nonetheless. And it looks like Jesus is going to be looking for that rotation on through as well, too. So they're just going to kind of leave him lurking. And the timing could be bad here for Jesus as he has found his way across enemy territory. Spots Marvel and gets some good COD timing for himself. That's the first for the entry. Evens himself for a 4v4 retake, but Space almost instantly trades out.
He's committed to the SKS in close quarters, but he's making it work right there. Skull Guy, entry onto 1. Still 2 players there. Crozen shut down as well. They still need to deal with Space, and there's Jez on the opposite side. Jesus Can Save You. 1v2 opportunity. Needs to go big for his squad, and the pre-fire is not properly placed. Jez picks up another, and we move to match point. Team Dozzy on the brink of elimination.
Last moment here, 6-2. We've seen score lines like this. I'm not sure how, the probability is looking for a comeback, but we'll be here for it. They have not looked like they've gotten progressively better throughout the search and destroy. Instead, rather just picked apart. Smashed over towards this A lane. A long completely unoccupied for the time being. Tyrese able to find the first blood as well. Second, make it 3. Whoo! Needed this if they were going to win this round.
Yeah, that's would have been nice to have a round like that a little bit earlier, but better late than never. Space looking for a 1v5 right here. Gets 1. The Flash is going to make sure he does not get any more. So Team Dozzy stays alive for the time being. I'm expecting we're not going to see that heavy A-side hit once again with the way that things unfolded off the back of that one. Space looking for 1 on the cross, and it's Crozen who's going to pick up that first blood. Coming up big for his squad once again.
Yep, middle of the map just completely shut down. Skull Guy looks like he wants to make that transition. Does get the smoke, the clearance, the hit over towards it. Dozzy yet again on towards this B side. He's getting pushed, man. 2, make it, a third, or second rather. And that's 3 instantly dropped. 4v2 now standing. Marvel and crew left to pick up the pieces.
That's huge for Skull Guy to get one there on the entry. Make sure that he's not getting so much firepower that he can't handle the 1v2. And very well played by Dozzy. Looked like he was starting to panic for a second, but comes through big. Crozin not able to get that entry kill, not able to get anything off the second shell either. Now all on to Marvel, who gets a hit marker, which should all but guarantee another round here as Team Dozzy trying to do the impossible. They need 4 straight rounds in order to secure OT. 2 down, 2 to go.
I sounded pretty reluctant earlier, and now I'm eating those words. Maybe I'll just shut my pie hole and just let it happen. We'll see how the game progresses. Dozzy on the cross. Marvel and crew looking to split this middle of the map. There's 3, make it 4 approach. Nobody in the winery portion of it. Marvel's trying to get the cross, but it is all on Jez to make the plays here. There are 2 players on the entry. Skull Guy immediate right. The approach, oh my god. Jez, you just got absolutely spat on, bud.
Unfortunately for Skull Guy, not going to get COD timing for the second player right there, but man, the fact that Skull Guy was able to get anything was absolutely massive. Cartels hits the cross right here. Shark should have gotten that information. I think we're about to have an engagement right here as Jesus Can Save You goes big for his squad. A bit of an underrated to pick up with 9 kills to his name right here, all down to Shark as Cartels gets 1 opportunity to 1v3, and he does not have the right read on the situation. They slide right on through, don't give him a chance to make the play, and the smoke a bit too late. It's now 3 rounds in a row go through for Team Dozzy. Opportunity at an epic comeback here. They just need 1 more to force OT.
See if they can do the impossible here, Bobby. Let's see what look they throw. Nades at a long sight. No trophies as of yet. No hits, no dice. No joy. 2 stack in this A site. Space looking to be cutting it right in the middle of the map. Tyrese looking to hold the push off. First blood comes through. It is going to be Marvel shut down. The Unthinkable might be just that much closer. Nade's not going to completely shut down Tyrese. It is going to force him down. Let's see if Jez and Crozin can get the shots to land. No one's peeking at all, and that's the information that you need. Maybe you need to back down. Maybe you need to re-evaluate this situation and see where you need to go, because there's absolutely nobody on B, with the exception of Tyrese, who's made his way through the under.
Crozin waiting
or
for
Dozzy.
somebody. Yeah. Crozin wait for an overextension. Both teams not wanting to give up too much. Obviously, if your team space, the last thing you want is to go into OT, given the lead that they had here in this one. But they don't really seem to have much of a point of entry right here. Kind of split 2-2 with 1 player making their way on in. Bomb carrier does drop as Crozin finds 1, slides through to get the kill onto Tyrese, and now only 2 players remain. The life lead falls apart instantaneously for Team Dozzy, but he goes big, finds 1 as Skull Guy finds another, and now all down to Crozin. The bomb goes down. Not a whole lot of time right here, but he will be able to get the plant. Dozzy looks to push forward right here. All onto him for 1v2 to avoid OT, and he's not gonna find it. Dozzy finds the kill. Into overtime we go.
Blows that play up right in the middle of it. Catches 1 as he lurked right through the middle of the map. Absolutely crazy timing for him. Gets the last one, of course, to close that one out. We're here for overtime. This is the 2nd time today we've gotten it. And of course, I would imagine moving forward with the top 4 teams, it is going to be like this pretty much every match we get. Space opening up the first blood there, shuts down Cartels through the middle of the map, and just like that, they tuck their tails and dip for the right side of the map. As Dozzy and crew now waiting for the aggression. Crozin around the outskirts. A little bit of a stun check. Does he get a hit? No, but he is hit and is forced to back down. So defense not wanting to get too overly aggressive, as they have found their first pick. Now onto the offense to make a move.
Ooh, we got a big push out of Shark right here. He's going to push so far forward. Takes down Tyrese. Big shots onto Dozzy as well, so he's not able to trade. And the life lead grows. 4-team space here in this one. Looking a lot more comfortable here, especially with the way things had started to unravel. And now one player through mid is going to look to get pushed up. I mean, Dozzy, bomb in hand, middle of the map. This is a ballsy play and really banking on nobody watching. That's not going to be the case. Space finds one, and now 2 players remain right here. Both players forced to back down. They're just fish in a barrel right now. Dozzy doing anything that he can to find a pick, but a 1v5 with only 9 seconds for him to plant. This round is about as impossible as it gets.
Yeah, he's about to get bum rush too. Let's see how many he can take with him. Make it 2. Doesn't matter. The round's over with. 7-6 upper hand. Team Space looking to shut it out. They had a 6-2 lead earlier. It got sold. Right now, they're getting a second chance at redemption. Let's see if they can get the job done. Last chance opportunity for the boys over at Team Dozzy. Let's see if they can make the most out of it. On the defense they go. Dozzy, of course, being the lone man over towards that B site. Actually, he's going to have a little bit of support with Tyrese coming over to kind of piece the middle of the map. Jesus finds the first blood, and that is a great sign for them as the trade comes through almost instantly from Crozin.
Yep. Nobody going to over-peek toward the B side, so no picks for Tyrese across mid, although he does get some information onto Marvel. Dozzy's going to look to get aggressive right here as he pushes out through the mid-map. Not going to get anything off the flash as Marvel's a bit too far back, and he's constantly getting that information, has not been able to execute off of it, but gives them something to work with regardless. It's Cartels locking down the A side. That's the only player that Marvel's got to deal with right here. May have been given an audio cue off of that prone. Now playing a bit of a waiting game. Is one player playing lower in Skull Guy. Definitely an off angle, but absolutely could catch him off guard. Unfortunately, timing not going to go his way, but hitting a bit of a wrap through. And if Cartels can get one here, which he does, that could be big time into a 3v3.
Could be bomb's been planting, or planting now. Shark able to find another. This could be the dagger. Tyrese and crew looking to stop it. Shots are coming in. Skull Guy throws a shoulder. Instantly deleted. Marvel shuts it down for the 2-piece, ladies and gentlemen. Team Space moving on off of the backs of a great 2-0 performance. The overtime in the search and destroy and a blowout in the hard point, ladies and gentlemen. Team Dozzy has been eliminated.
All right. We're moving quickly through these. My goodness. And unfortunate way to go for Team Dozzy as they reel things all the way back in just to lose 2 straight on the back of the S&D. Great effort out of them. They will go home in 4th place in this one. And Team Space will move on for a chance at securing top 2. They've got to go through Team Aerith to do it. Did they face off against Team Aerith yesterday? The end of the... Or was that team? Oh, it was. Okay.
Yes.
And that went all the way down to a map 3. So expecting another banger between these two. But it is going to be Crozin leading the way once again. Mega underrated map pick. That guy put up some numbers here. 13 and 12 leading the way for his squad as they do take the win.
All right. Well, that is going to conclude that series right there. Team Dozzy exiting stage left. Congratulations on finishing top 4. Infinity, reel us back in, bud. That one came down to the wire, went to the overtime. I mean, how do you cover a 6-2 and then not only just, you don't find a single round in the overtime? That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, isn't it? I really thought they were going to do it, honestly. It's kind of like they figured things out on the defense, right? Was it 4 rounds back-to-back to force that overtime? Just no first bloods going Team Space's way for like 4 rounds straight. They couldn't figure things out off the back of the first blood recovery, and it really did feel like Team Dozzy had it in a bag, and we were going to see the control. But in the end, yeah, we get to that overtime, and finally Team Space get back to form. Sniper pressure on that map, by the way, from Team Space was insane, and it gave them such good early game control. The search and destroy was close, boys. The hard point, though, yeah, that was not close whatsoever. I really wanted a competitive game. I like blinked, and it was like 150 point deficit, something ridiculous like that, Bobby.
Yeah, and once again, that was, for me, it was a little bit expected. People queue into the lobby and they think 4-man and a server and a ping, it's going to be a blowout. But once again, just shows how much of a gap is there in the understanding of how to competitively play Call of Duty Mobile Hardpoint. It's not just go out and get a bunch of kills and you'll get the win. Like, you've got to understand the positioning you need to be in to get those kills and also reinforce the hardpoint at the same time. The timing of the operators, how to break the hardpoint, so many different factors that go into it. Securing that spawn control and the competitive experience was just too big of a factor there for Team Space and gave them a big advantage in that one.
Yeah, definitely agree. It's just like you're drafting players that are currently competitive compared to, what was it, two on the other side that were current competitive players and Cartels and Skull Guy. Like, it's going to be difficult to win out with that kind of team. So yeah, definitely you could tell that difference on Combine Hardpoint. That being said, we're just down to our final 3 team now, boys. At 1K at the very least going to 3rd place. I'm going to again increase the prize pool for every single team. Moving forward, as you move forward into that grand final, so really looking forward to seeing who can win this next match. But it doesn't get any easier for Team Space because now they've got to play Team Aerith. Verdict, just real quick thoughts here on this next match before we go to a break.
I think it's a redemption arc here. I think Team Space have been warmed up. They are looking solid. Obviously, we had a close matchup, a heated one earlier on, but Team Space looked pretty dang good in that last series. If they can keep that same energy, we might see another Game 3 around the corner.
Yeah, I believe that they can have a hot start. It feels like the key to victory for Team Space. They do have to get through Team Aerith, though. It's going to be difficult to book a place in the grand final, folks. Take a far on the other side of the break. We got more Overkill Overload. We'll see you then.
All right.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to Overkill Overload. We are down to our final 3 teams now. Team Lucaszin are in the grand final already. A reminder, folks, that is going to be a best of 7 matchup, but we've got to get one more team to join them there. Will Team Aerith get their revenge, or will Team Space get a shot at Team Lucaszin Infinity, joined by Bobby Plays and Verdict here on the desk? You boys crushed that last cast. So enjoyable to listen to. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys crush this next one as well. Obviously, this is going to be our final best of 3 of the tournament. These hard points, it does feel like every single time we've seen a hard point, it's been a blowout for one of the teams. I'm not entirely sure why, but I will say Team Aerith, for the most part, have looked very, very good. The only hard point where it feels like they haven't, Bobby, was in literally that last one where they kind of got ran through by Team Lucaszin on takeoff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is as well, you know, you guys were gassing up Team Space, obviously, in terms of just like knowing what they're doing, right? Having players on the roster that are currently playing competitive, currently playing map pool. Obviously, spoiler alert, the first map of this best of 3 is going to be an Apocalypse hardpoint, which is currently played in the map pool Verdict. I think, you know, that is going to give Space not necessarily some kind of advantage, but a better chance here as we get into this map, because they are going to know exactly what kind of rotations they need to hit, how they need to play this map. You know, just Team Space, I think they looked so good on that Combine that it does give credence to the idea that they should be okay here. Much more competitive affair as we get into this Apocalypse.
Yeah, and the last time these teams matched up, obviously, Bobby just talked about it being on Combine. This is a completely different element. This is a completely different beast. This is one that you've gotten many repetitions in, so there shouldn't be any kind of excuses coming into this one if you are Team Space. If you get blown out again, it's just you got blown out. Got to regain, go back to that search and destroy. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. It looks like they're going to be on the bad side of the spawns to start off with, if I'm not mistaken. So they are going to have to battle it through the trenches. We'll see how they handle the adversity early on, and that's really going to dictate the pacing of this matchup.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that is going to be interesting. I mean, it is so difficult, I think, to fight back from the bad side. The one thing I will say is Search and Destroyers have been miraculously close in pretty much every single game that we've seen. I think we've seen like a couple of like blowouts, and that's really been about it. Obviously, earlier today we had a couple of overtimes already in the Express and the Coastal Search and Destroy, so hopefully we get to see more of that moving forward. I think for me, the big thing to shut down for Team Aerith at least is probably Pabzera, right, Bobby? I mean, Pabzera off the start of these Search and Destroys has been kind of piecing. You know, I think you kind of noted that he put away the sniper off the beginning of the Express Search and Destroy just to try and kind of put off the ping difference a little bit. Just shutting down Pabzera feels like the way to beat Team Aerith and S&D.
Yeah, 100%. He had a really big impact right there. It is once again going to be Meltdown, which is going to play, I mean, honestly, compared to Express, I guess relatively comparable, especially in the way the maps are formatted. So I don't think those are two necessarily very different beasts, but I think it is going to be a lot newer for some of these players that have not, or that haven't played it in the competitive map pool for a number of years now, I think dating back to 2023. So it should be interesting to see how those two match up. But I believe we got all of our players in, so we should not be too far off the start of this one. Heading into map number 1, at least, I think I still lean the way of Team Aerith, but I do think that it's going to be a lot closer than last time around.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I hope we get another game 3 in this one, because I think that'd be really interesting. I assume that means you're leaning Team Aerith. That's your prediction, Bobby, for this game before we get into it?
Yeah, I got to go Team Aerith.
Alrighty. Verdict, are you going to go the other way? Are you going to play contrarian? Are you going to be with Bobby on this one?
I'm going to be the contrary. I think Team Space got a good warm-up. They've got a lot of momentum rolling into this one. And I don't feel like they're going to get that same energy that they had in that last matchup. Obviously, it went to a game 3 and they got blown out in a 3-0 Arsenal, but we're not playing Arsenal here in this series, and we've don't got Combine. So I think they're going to set themselves up properly. I think they lose the hard point, but bounce back and win the search and the control.
Alrighty, well, I got Team Aerith for this one. I hope we do go to a Game 3 again, though. Yesterday was the only Game 3 matchup that we've got, and it feels like it's going to be a close one again. I'll let you guys go and cast this one, Apocalypse Hardpoint, to start this series.
All right. Apparently, Team Aerith is requesting to start on blue side. It's all randomly generated, so I don't think we have a set. I don't think we have a set who's supposed to start on whose side. Aerith says since they came from the top of the bracket.
Is she just making up rules as she's going along?
Yeah,
Is that what she's doing? Or is the blue side the good side of the map then? I was always thinking the CT was red.
I think they can flip a coin for it. I don't think coming from an upper bracket is a justifiable reason to give them
you're both in the
top
lower
side.
bracket.
So they're welcome to flip a coin for it, but I don't think we can definitively give it to one team that's asking for it just because they came from the upper bracket, because ultimately they have both lost one match. So chat saying ladies' choice. Yeah, it's not really a thing.
That's funny. I love chat. You guys and gals are a bunch of you're a bunch of crazies. We love it. All right, I'm anticipating this matchup to be pretty decent, pretty solid. Obviously, we're having a little bit of debacle about who needs to be on which side or what's your strong side, or it don't really matter, does it? Like
it's APOC, so I understand, because this is one of the maps where it like does matter to a degree, but
pacing wise, yes, but you can dictate the pacing once the game goes, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get a little lemon ginger tea. My throat is in more distress than I thought it was going to be after yesterday's long day. So
yeah,
fortunately, we're moving much quicker today. Only an hour and a half to get through the first two matches, so we might be. I don't think we're going to be done with the grand finals before lunch, but we'll be in the grand finals around lunchtime. Definitely.
Oh yeah,
making good time here. Not sure why coin flip is taking this long, so hopefully we can get pushed through this.
All right. Looks like we might be ready to go here momentarily. Coin flips taking forever, ages. Maybe they should have done a dice roll. Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. But plenty of games to be played here in this one. Obviously, if you win it, you move on to the grand finals. There are plenty of games left to be played in that one. Currently, we're sitting at 10:46 your time, 9:46 my time, and I'm thinking now would be a better time than ever to just go ahead and start this puppy. Not sure what the holdup is, but we should have shut down the initial "hey, we want this side" kind of deal.
Chat's now roasting me for drinking tea with two hands. Chat, I'm drinking tea with two hands because it is extremely hot. I want it to be properly balanced, and I don't want to burn myself. So I apologize for using two hands for a couple of tea sips. I did not realize it was that big of a deal.
Bobby's sipping tea like he's in the middle of winter with a fireplace in front of him, also ever elegantly.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, chat is continuing to lock in. We love that. All right. All right. Tails was the call. Heads was what Aerith went. So we are locked and loaded. The good side of the map looks like it's going to be in favor of Team Space and Crew. So they're going to actually have the advantage.
All right.
Initially.
Yeah, we've seen that flip very many times over the course of how many times we've watched Apocalypse. So obviously you would like to start on that top side, but not the end of the world if you can't get it off the start, and especially with the dominance that they had the first time around. I do anticipate that they should be able to handle it relatively easily. Obviously, Eyes on Jai is one of the top players on this squad. Has dominated across the course of this tournament. I would say the most consistent player for their squad, maybe the most consistent player for the entire tournament. Even in the matchups where they have taken the L, he has been there 100%. So just waiting for our players to ready up. We should be good to go. Anybody on Team Space you feel like's the X factor in this one?
I think Croson had a strong hardpoint and search and destroy. to open up their series against Dozzy. I feel like he has to be the player that steps up because he's the only outlier on this team. Everybody else has a connection some way or another. Space and Marvel, Shark and Jez all have some kind of connection to one of their former or same coaches as it is. They're products of Zim. I don't think we can have a broadcast without mentioning him. He's coached at least Marvel and Jez at this point, and Space and Shark in seasons past. So Crozen's got to be that guy that steps up and stands out.
You think Zim was like, you think they scrimmed last night and had Zim come in and coach them?
I don't know, man. I hope so.
I could see that happening. Because I know he like hopped in the VC yesterday just to talk to them and everything. I could 100% see them playing some scrims and Zim spectating to try to give him some feedback. We'll see. We'll see if they got some reps in. Definitely going to need it going up against the powerhouse that is Team Aerith. And it is going to be Team Space with top side spawns. That strong side to start. Team Aerith going to look to flip those early. We are underway here in the Apocalypse.
Let's get it on here. First game. Winner moves on to the grand finals. Opening bloods. Feed is yellow. What the? Space nade shot. Lands perfectly onto the objective. It is going to be Aerith and crew looking to take advantage of it. Obviously, they're coming from the trenches on the outskirts. Looking to get that flip, but also get a little bit of a cushion just in case. Pep-Zero out to the window as we see Aerith find a two-piece there. Is going to be instantly taken down too. So playing it from afar, not necessarily panning out in the points department, but it is for the setup to Fernu.
All right. Pretty 50-50 off the start right here. Aerith looking to lock down that top side control. Beams onto Space. Looking for another onto Shark. She's going to be forced back and gets the assist. But once again, the spawns are there for Team Space. Got to deal with Aerith right here, though, and he has no idea where she is. Shark's going to get shut down as well. She finds herself on a 3 spree there to contest and take control of the hard point. They get really far pushed forward, and Team Space has to be careful about that spawn flip. They're losing lives left and right. Crozen's going to be able to lock down for the time being. Shark needs to clear out some space on that front line for them to get some breathing room on the point.
We'll see how they do. Transition over to new. It's in blue. 15-31 is the play, but the spawn's locked in. The first wave shut down. Back to the spawns they go. Crozen and Space combined for a plethora of kills, and Space is at a peak. Just absolutely letting him have it as he rips them on through. The window is now going to be occupied by Marvel, who's got streaks galore to go along with it. Aerith finally able to shut him down as the Tempest is out in play. We'll see how much of an impact she's going to have with it as the Predator comes through. She's going to get shut down as Space retaliates almost instantly. Trying to get a little egregious with the map position, and King shuts him down.
Yeah, not a bad shell, I feel like, with the Tempest, but shots don't connect right there. Heavy operator investment out of both teams. Marvel trying to find another, but Aerith there with the hop up to shut him down. They finally break their way on into the point. They don't flip spawns either, so that sets them up well for new. Trying to make the most of what they can get right here as Crozen's going to be able to find that final kill along with Marvel. Push on forward. They'll get the scraps and start setting up toward new. Eyes on Shark to hit a route right here. He's only got 3 kills on the board. A little uncharacteristic for him, but he finds number 4 and looks for another onto Kings. It's going to be Pep-Zero on the flank. Nobody on the hard point for the time being.
Well, they can't. Crozen's down low. He's causing absolute mayhem, but it's going to finally get shut down. Jai got to be the point man now, as Spades does hop out to play a little bit of an extension. On the trenches on the bottom, it's going to be one player left standing, and Shark, or no, he's up top rather, is going to be instantly sniffed out, and back to the spawn they go. The cushion that they once had from that P2 transition disappeared. We've got ourselves a very competitive game, and nobody has really been successful in crossing that 50-yard line. And Team Aerith are just continuing to run away with 3 points here onto this Stilts objective.
Yep. Jai's gonna, oh my gosh, what an angle for the War Machine right there to give him full presence from the backside of the hard point. Nearly finds that final one onto Marvel as well. It's Team Aerith taking the lead off the back of a dominant P3 right there. And Shark, once again, in need of some big kills. Not able to find it there. Jez pulling out the MG42. He's going to get obliterated. And Kings with a massive feed as they set up toward new. Gonna find another one on the Shark right there, and he's trying to play for that EMP. He's gonna be able to get it, and Aerith pops the Tempest. Perfectly placed if she can get a kill right here.
Yeah, Space does the same thing, and the answer not there. Kings with the Pred's going to be able to find one. Aerith running crazy now with her Tempest as well. Shots just absolutely annihilating them. Shark's going to be able to slip the back line. Not for long, my friend. Aerith, the Reaper, absolutely obliterating them. They get this flip early on in this rotation, and, well, it has been theirs ever since, Bobby. The operators on point. Everything on point. The trades there. The hill occupied in yellow for an abundance of time. It is a 50-plus lead now as we get geared up for the P1 reset. Team Space got to get this thing figured out. They can't just live off of P2 spawns and expect to win this game. They got to get a little bit more mixy here in these P3 and P4s.
It's been a great map for Marvel so far. He's got 22, make it 23 kills on the board. That Death Machine is charged for a second time around. It's a question of what he can do with it, and it's going to be nothing. It hasn't popped it yet, but Jai somehow wins the gunfight off of the ladder climb right there. And from the weak side, they continue to hold on to that hard point as they will gladly trade any amount of time that they can get right here. Jai's going to continue to soak up time with the Pred that has been earned as well. That Death Machine's going to push through. Marvel looking for something but can't get the hit markers to land onto King's lower. Stays alive up above, but the Pred threaded through the doorway, and Aerith now on 24 kills, going big right here.
That looked like it didn't even hit. It went right through the top of the hut. That's tough. Rotation now. This is ever so important. 148 or 57. Not a single bit of points coming off since that P3 rotation. Very tough way to start this one out. Finally going to be able to collect some time. Team Space and crew going to have to battle it out in the trenches now as we get geared up for the P2 rotation. They don't have the spawn set up. They do not have a majority of this time for that P1. The cushion needs to be covered. This deficit looking ever so devastating. Kings just absolutely wailing on you as well. We'll see if Marvel can make a play here. Aerith shuts it down instantly as another Tempest pop is devastating. Team Space getting gouged right now.
Yeah, they're in. Could not be in a worse spot right now. Crowzen trying to push through with that War Machine in hand. He's going to be able to find a couple. Still has to deal with Kings in the back line and gets the kill right there. I don't know how. Over top of the heady, he finds Jai as well. And that's a huge break, especially to do it from the front lines right here. But they've got to continue to push forward. Trying to reinforce from weak side is going to just be so terribly difficult, especially with the way that Team Aerith are playing right now. That nade lands over top. That's going to be able to take Kings off of his Sparrow, but once again, just so much work to do as they now find themselves now down nearly 100 points.
Yeah, this one went from bad to worse. P2 setup, absolutely perfect. He had a little bit of a contest, a little bit of fight, but the operators just weren't there. Now we get geared up for a P3 setup. The spawn's now in favor of Team Space. Can he capitalize on it? We'll see how it ensues. First initial opening. Kills going in favor of Papzera. He's up to pop his equalizer. Finds two, is shut down. King's able to get a part of a two-piece. It's all down to Crowzen on the objective. He's got to do the absolute most, but it's shut down. Spawn still in favor of Team Space. Hill unoccupied for the time being, and it's an all-out race to see who can get there first.
Kings trying to push forward. Nades go across there as well, so they clear the point. Spades reinforces, and Aerith's going to pop Tempest here. Gives them a little bit of space. Still two more on the push to be dealt with. Jez going to be down for the count, and she's able to back off that if she wants to. Actually opts not to. If you look over at Team Space, right now one of the biggest differences, Jez is on 9 and 32. They're going to have any chance at getting back into this one. He has got to lock in here. Obviously, ping going to play a factor, but you got to find a way to contribute more than that, and unfortunately, he's not been able to do so. Kings leading the way, 36. Aerith with 39. She is currently on over double positive with almost 70 seconds in the hard point as well. And Jai's going to pop War Machine right here. That could potentially shut down the Death Machine in the hands of Marvel. But timing doesn't go his way. He gets shut down, and maybe a glimmer of hope here for Team Space as they look to get back in. That Death Machine is going to counter for Spades.
Yeah, they can only play it to the front for so long. The kills not necessarily going to swing their way towards the ladder of this one. Only 30 seconds needed to close this one out. Paper plane out for Marvel. Waiting for the cavalry to come through. The hit is here. Aerith shutting it down. Two in the feed. Yet again, the flick, too. sits Jez down. The flip of the spawns are going to come through. Oh my god, she's on a chair. The force free as Shark enters the equation. They got to push this 2-man. Whoa! Just funneling into her shots, Bobby. They are absolutely destroying Team Space single-handedly.
Yeah, that's just literally just the Aerith show cross map.
Oh my god.
VMP pops the EMP, and it's only the Tempest that won't go right there. But a monster feed out of her that will likely seal this game. We do see Team Space cracking through that 100-point mark, but it doesn't look like it's going to be much more than that. She's going to hop back on the point right here. Those topside spawns are not going to do you any favors if you can't get onto the point. And there she is, a 50 bomb against Team Space. Monster performance out of Aerith to take the dub on map 1.
Wow, I mean, I thought the stat line was impressive when it was 39-17. Well, let's look at the final product. 50 bomb and only 19. She only died. Oh, God, good God. That's illegal, man. There's no way. What a catastrophic beginning. She felt something personal after taking the 2 L's from Lucaszin. And, I mean, I didn't pick her to win, so she must have felt personal about that, too. 50 and 19 is kind of crazy, bro.
That's just a bananas stat line, especially to have picked up a minute of hardpoint time as well. It was really a concerted effort across the board, but it looks like not even a lot of group play on the hardpoint. It was one person at a time picking up those big chunks, and they were just able to string it together so well. There was not any chance for Team Space to do anything about it. Once again, Jez, a bit of a blender game for him. Same for Shark. Need those guys to come online to have a chance. 13 and 39, never going to make the cut in this level of the competition. And we'll see if they can get going here in map number 2. The S&D definitely closer last time around than it was for the hard point. It was a 7-4 on Tunisia. This time we're going to be going to Meltdown.
Yeah, I just peeked through the head-to-head, and Jez died 11 times and didn't get a single kill. that's so bad, man. And Shark not really doing too well there either. 4 and 15. They were getting absolutely Kentucky fried, man. As a matter of fact, Crozen was the only one that went not positive, but a net neutral. That's a tough way to start this series out. We'll see if they can bounce back, though, as they did yesterday in the Search and Destroy against this same team. We'll see if they can pocket this one and put it in the bag. Obviously, if you're looking at it from the grand scheme of things, the control yesterday was kind of ugly, too. So outlook not looking very good for the boys over at Team Space. Maybe I might have lied, because that was a massive kill disparity to start the series off.
Yeah, definitely not what they were looking for. And you got to hit the mental regain heading into the Meltdown S&D. Absolutely capable of winning this. I'm sure they will at least put up a good fight. But, man, if Aerith continues with that level of momentum, once again, your captain being the dominant player on the roster, it just plays such a big factor and alleviates so much pressure for the rest of the players. So we will see if that continues through. Just waiting for our players to ready up before we head into map number 2. And I think I'm not even gonna say eyes on Jez, because we plenty of good players that have those one-off maps, but I think it's really going to be on Shark to make the plays. I think him as the entry fragger, he's got to have a lot of impact. We've seen him do crazy damage with that CX9 burst, and I think that's got to be who we're taking a look at whenever it comes to this one.
All right, we should be ready to go. It's a good analysis there. Shark rather making the plays yesterday in Search and Destroy, doing some illegal things. As we get geared up for it, had to kick some pesky troll out of the lobby. Not sure who it was, but nonetheless, there we go. Into the action. We are set. Meltdown could be the last chance here for Team Space. See if they can dig their toes in the dirt and possibly reel themselves out of a 0-2. Be looking for that point man and Shark to make some plays, as they will be on the attack the first few rounds. Definitely going to need Shark to step up and show out.
All right. On the way right here. A couple players going toward the B side for each team. Jai looking for a first blood. One player on the back side of those generators. It's going to be Aerith that actually picks it up onto Crozin. Now nobody really pushed forward. Exception being Jai right here. Shark, as expected, has that forward map presence. Really all going to be on to timing, whether anybody wants to overextend off of this. Should hear Pabzera, but he's going to get all the way through, and there it is, the kill onto Spades. Pabzera off the top rope.
Wow.
Hits the snipe right there. Not an easy shot. This makes the round a bit more manageable right here. Space from the top side. Not connecting, but neither does Pabzera. And he's going to get served that one up on a silver platter just like that. He's got a chance at a 1v3.
That's tough, Space. Only one shot fire from Pabs, and let me tell you, buddy, he ain't missing. Bomb's made its way over, though. Jez and Marvel now need to clutch. Should be a crispy 2v1. Pab's going to make his way through the middle of the map on side of the generators. He's going to be able to find the first. Marvel's done. It's down to Jez. Didn't have a hell of a performance in the first one. Where has he gone? Jez just going to play it slowly and surely. No need to peek the bomb here. Pabzera clearing out every angle. And as soon as he peeks this staircase, can't hit the shot.
Opportunity to clutch it. He takes it. Pabzera goes big in round one. That's going to be a 4K and I believe a 1v3 to give his team the opening round. Wow, what a round out of him. Great timing to do it to get things started.
Yeah, I mean, that one was... I mean, you get Marvel. Obviously, Jez has not had a good start to the series. I was hoping he'd turn around on this one. It should have been a big moment for him to pick up that second kill and clutch it up and get some of that momentum back in his pocket. Unfortunate for him. Pabzera is just him. I said he was a S&D god, and surely enough, he delivered. Shark playing through the smoke, able to find the first blood onto Spades. What? Oh, my God, Pabs. Just doing him dirty, man. He feels bad.
I was thinking to myself, why is he hopping through the doorway with the sniper when he has an SMG? And that is exactly why. No advantage needed. Sees Space, who I don't think has any idea where he is. He picks up another. That is now 6 kills in the opening 2 rounds right here. Opportunity for Aerith to give her team a 2-round lead in this one. Marvel's going to back off. Bomb is down right now. And obviously not really an ideal situation, especially with how much time has eclipsed. Aerith's got to have a pretty good idea of what she's working against. Get some shots on, working the heady, and this is so tough for Marvel. Yeah. No type of advantage for him in that situation, and she plays it to perfection as they go up 2-0.
And she just played that so calmly, too, against the EU sniping goat, man. Feels extremely bad. I mean, you just look at the confidence in the gunny there. She wanted it. Marvel wanted it as well, just couldn't hit the shots. Position is power, and top control absolutely prevailed. Aerith 3 through the first 2. Doing a splendid job of leading the crew to victory so far. As 2 rounds in, the defense standing strong. 4-man hit over towards that A site. They're looking for something different. Nonetheless, it is the same old, same old. A hit through here for Team Space. Let's see if they can maximize it. Might be a little bit of a free plant situation.
Yeah, I don't think the timing is going to go Aerith's way, so they make their way onto the site right as she unpeaks here. Space is not giving up anything for free, and now they're going to have to look to enter through the sides right here. She's really got to be the one that opens this up, because without that, they just don't have much of a chance of getting in. King's going to be able to find one. So one more top generators right here. That's going to be Jez. He slides to the side, picks one up, but it's all down to Shark. Great route right here, but unfortunately the audio cue is going to give him away, and that's going to be Kings picking up the kill as Team Aerith extends the lead out even further. And they've got to put up some fight back if we're going to have any chance at avoiding one of the world's fastest championship. Well, championship Friday, I guess it's not a championship Sunday, but
yeah, wow.
My oh my, the matchups have looked much more one-sided than we expected them to, given how much these teams have had to get through to get to this point in the competition.
Yeah, it has. Obviously, we're expecting it to be a lot closer, with it being only 4 teams. That's not the case. Crozin trying to get some shots on through. Aerith not missing very much here in the later portion of this one. She sits on 4, finds one on Shark lurking in the middle of the map. Crows are going to be shut down. It's all down to the team captain. We're going to need a miracle. He's got 1. He's going to need 4, or at least a bomb plant and a defense. Catches Aerith lacking right through the middle of the map. Callouts are there. Kings does not miss in a swift 4-0. Starting to feel a little bit of that 2022 vibes coming through. I'm not going to mention what happened, but you all know, especially on this map.
Yep. And it's, I mean, once again, they've all been shut down. Nobody higher than 3 kills right now. The First Bloods have not been there. They've been scrambling, trying to find something. This time they're going to get aggressive over toward the A side, as does Team Aerith. And that's a shot that Marvel's just got to hit. Wide open opportunity on Dozzy. King's going to be forced back off of that one, but Aerith finds one with the nades onto Jez. And finally, Shark's starting to get mixy right here. He's going to be able to find 2. That's going to push Aerith forward, and I don't know how there's no instant trade, but fortunately for him, the timing goes his way as they pick up the kill and pick up the round as well.
Look at me inadvertently just cursing that 7-0 that could have been. A little bit of fight back in the dog here. This is where miracles happen. You're down 4-1. Before we get to the split, would love to see a 4-2 if your team space. We've seen what can happen in that last series. Obviously, it didn't go, as planned, but nonetheless, they're on the other side of the rope. Shark going to get a little bit mixy, able to get some shots on through. Shark shuts down 1. Jai there for the retaliation. It's 2 for 2. B-side approach going to be shut down for the time, or A-side approach going to be shut down for the time being. Bombs being highly covered. And the last 3 standing on the outskirts looking in. Going to need to try to find a pick before they do cross those covers.
I like having Shark as the route man. I don't know why you have your route man with the bomb in hand. He gets really far forward and drops the bomb in a very isolated position right there that makes it so much easier for them to defend. So they've only got 2 players remaining here, but can lock down these positions. Oh, and Jai, a huge kill right there to equalize into a 2v2. I don't know if he meant to drop down. Space looking for the exit, but the timing could not have been any worse. He's going to find a kill anyway. Jai sliding through, can't get the shots to connect, but gets the kill. Turns, not going to have the timing. The bomb is in hand for Crozin, and he's got that topside positioning. Just go for the plant, my man. Oh my gosh, he said 1v1.
Oh boy.
Freak it, we're going to commit, and it backfires as Jai clutches the 1v2.
Oh my God, you had him dead to rights. I think I agree with you, though. You got to play the bomb in that instance. There's no way you're playing a man that's shooting missiles at this moment. 5 on board for Jai. Clutches to 1v2. We get a flip, and it is devastating. 5-1, a pit. That's going to be difficult to dig yourself out of. They were knee-deep earlier, Bobby. It is 100% neck-deep. As we see the trades come through, Marvel finds 1 before he goes. Space going to be able to find 2, or 1 rather, the second. Bomb carrier is going to get shut down by a nade, and all of a sudden, it's down to Kings. Flip the script.
He's on an island right here. No real chance at making this happen. So Team Space gets a much-needed round, but man, oh man. Oh, 4-3 would be so much more comfortable than 5-2. They've still got so much work to do to have a chance in this one. We'll see if the side flip maybe is a big difference maker for them in the way things have gone so far. Space pushing up right here. Once again, he played competitive in 2023, so he's got those reps. Got the experience. Unfortunately, they're not going to get the kills. Jez, Crozin, last couple remaining right here. And honestly, maybe a bit of an overextension, but I guess if there's only 1 guy remaining now, you can kind of afford to do whatever you want to, and that's going to be Spades picking up the kill as Team Aerith now moves on to match point on the brink of moving into the grand finals.
Well, it's Space. You had this 6-2 setup earlier, and you allowed your opponent to get back into it. Tie you up 4 rounds in a row. We're going to need 4 more rounds out of you in order to take this to overtime. It's got to start here. No mistakes moving forward. Quick smash over towards the B side. Aerith and crew looking for the first bloods. They're not going to find it. It is going to be Space piecing right in the middle of the map as he's found his way up top of the generator rooms. It is looking to get a bit antsy. Collects 2. Looking for the third. Aerith able to shut him down.
Crozin needs something right here. Desperately. 2 players, top generators. Gets the freebie onto Aerith. And now it's all going to be down to Kings. 1v2 for him to clutch, and he full sends straight in the middle of both players. He said, you know what? Go big or go home. I'll head back to spawn at least off of that one, as they will opt to play for a little bit longer here in the search and destroy. Once again, teams hitting a bit of a regain off of the side flip. It's just a question of how long can you really sustain this. We got Shark getting aggressive through the mid-map once again. Full on A control right here, but the bomb is on to B. So he's got to try to make a play through mid, and Marvel's going to be able to find one. Takes down Jai, finds them some breathing room, and they have a lot of clearance across the mid-map here, as well as the backline completely unchecked.
Oh, there it is. The backline's going to be approached. Aerith going to be able to get the trade. King's going to be able to find one. This is it. Down to a 3v2. Oh, big kill. Crozen almost finds the second, rather. It's down to Shark. He's done miraculous things before. King's last known location, your side spawn. Will he make the read? He will not. Shark, one shot, tagged, bagged, dead. 7-3 Aerith. Take the 2-0, and they book their tickets to the show, the grand finals, where they will once again face off against Team Lucaszin, the powerhouse that has yet to be defeated in any game mode today.
Oh man, so many. I'm not even gonna say that was absolutely a winnable round. It wasn't gonna be an easy round, but I don't think Shark really needed to ego chell 1 HP right there. I think he had a little bit more time he could have played with. Unfortunately, not going to be able to come out on top in that one, and that will be Team Space. Sent packing. Nice little bounce back game out of Jez, leading the way for his squad, but unfortunately not enough. So they go down 7-3 in a S&D where the life lead and the life gap was not all that big. Just some poor execution off the back end of some of those rounds, and it came back to bite them big time.
Yep, it did indeed. It did indeed. Yeah, that's the word I wanted to say. What is this event has been just absolutely magnificent. Team Aerith able to clutch it up, taking us to the grand finals. Infinity talked to us. That matchup, very scrappy indeed, but overall, Aerith looked like they were in control the whole time.
Yeah, it's just, again, it's the quick starts, man. There's not much you can do. I don't know what it is about Team Aerith, but every single time they get into a hard point on the Search and Destroy, they always seem to start really strong. And also, Pabzera, once again, I literally said it before we got into the Search and Destroy, before we got into the Overkill series, that he is the guy you need to shut down right off the rip, and then he immediately starts off the Meltdown Search and Destroy with like a 1v3, 4 kills to his name, 6 kills through the first couple of rounds. Doesn't have that spectacular of an end of a Search and Destroy, but still, it's that kind of play, man. It feels like there's no real stopping it. And the retakes from Team Aerith as well, just on the whole through the early Search and Destroy, they're really, really solid. Just the better team on the whole. You've got to give Aerith some props as well. I think it was like 50-19 or something like that through the Apocalypse hardpoint. She was pacing. She was destroying them. Not really much that you can do when that happens. And Jez on the other side. Yeah, poor Jess. That's all I can say, probably.
It's just one of those maps, and once again, like, when you're having a bad map and you're on a ping disadvantage, I think it just kind of snowballs it, because your mental's probably already checked, and then you're mentally checked, and you have additional disadvantage stacked on top of it, so it's a tough spot to be. Hopefully we see him regain admins. I don't know who that person is, so you can kick them if you need to. I don't know who leaked the password. At players, but
who does that?
Yeah, now it sets us up for our grand finals. I didn't think we were gonna get here this quickly, especially based on the speed at which yesterday's matches went, but it is going to be best of 7 map advantage. So I kind of went back and forth on what I wanted the setup to be. Previously we had done best of 5 bracket reset, but bracket reset is just so long, and also best of 5 is too short. So I know a lot of people don't like the map advantage, but I think especially for this setup in particular, when you've been playing best of 3 all the way through, I think best of 7 with map advantage is more than fair. And it's also preset maps, so nobody gets too much of an advantage one way or another. We'll go ahead and break down those maps for the final series, as it's going to be... it looks like everything got fixed in the run of show as well, so that's good.
Oh, I did that. That was me. You're welcome.
Thank you, Verdict. It's going to be standoff hardpoint, raid search and destroy, slums control, takeoff hardpoint, summit control, and coastal S&D. How are we feeling?
Man, I think this is going to be a great series. The standoff hardpoint, I think that's something we've only seen once, I want to say, the last couple of days.
I believe so.
I think Lucaszin might have been in that match. I'd have to check my notes on that. I'm just looking for anything on that kind of best of 7 map set that kind of immediately jumps out. The coastal search and destroy, we saw that earlier on today. That's going to be interesting, I think. Looking at it from, I think it was Space was in that match. So yeah, I think just really good to have the best of 7 again. And you're right. I think, you kind of need to have some kind of advantage coming from the lower backup, but you don't want it to be too much, right? I mean, I think that's the key differentiating factor is just that, you don't want to come into it and have like a bracket reset because for tournaments like these, especially when it's just been best of 3 the entire time verdict, it's kind of just like, some kind of one map advantage is perfectly fine. And we do get kind of one of each, the hard point, the search and destroy, the control into this best of 7.
Yeah, and I think with a tournament that has this kind of format, there's no reason why we should have a bracket reset. Obviously, it's a double elim, but a map is plenty enough to make your course way into the grand finals. One thing I will note is the best of 7 is solid. Starts off with hardpoint, goes to S&D control, then goes hardpoint control S&D. So if it does go the distance, we will finish this puppy the way it's supposed to be, and that is on an S&D game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do so. I guess we should probably start talking about the last time these guys faced off against one another, which happened earlier on today at the top of the show, right, between Lucaszin and Aerith, because that was a 2-0 for Lucaszin, and the hard point in particular was not particularly close. It wasn't. It was like a 250 to 169 was the final score, albeit the only reason that Lucaszin were able to win as crazy as they were was because it was a takeoff hardpoint Bobby, and it was that P3 to P4 rotation they managed to lock down on the second set. They got basically like 100 points off the back of that, and it gave them a massive advantage leading into the end of the game. We do have a takeoff hardpoint later in the series, so I think Team Aerith are going to be hoping that the same thing doesn't happen again there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, once again, hardpoint on takeoff, very, very different from standoff and not necessarily as chain heavy, I would say. And so I think that'll maybe mitigate some of that damage that can be done with how masterfully they played it. I do once again think that the gunny between these teams is not too particularly far off, and also kind of the spread out of ping is relatively even as well. We've had lots of people complaining about the ping, but for all of that, we've only got, 2 North American players on Team Aerith, and I think 1 North American player on Team Lucaszin. So the skill, absolutely no question, has prevailed through, as the draft proves to be the biggest factor in what these teams have been able to do. And yeah, I think this one is absolutely going to deliver once again, as we do get the man himself, Lucaszin, loaded into the lobby. I don't know. I mean, for each team, I don't know if there is an X factor. I think Pabzera has maybe shown to be an X factor more than we expected him to. So potentially eyes on him to make some big plays, specifically in the S&D.
It's funny you mentioned the X Factor. I feel like for Team Aerith, and I'm not just saying this because she's the team captain, it has felt like Team Aerith has been like the biggest player for them, like consistently. Like Pabzera in the early search and destroy has been really important for their early S&D control, and that's actually why Team Lucaszin were able to win earlier on, because they found a way to shut down Pabzera, it felt like, in the early round. But it feels like Team Aerith in the Respawn's verdict, she has been the X Factor for Aerith. I mean, honestly, every single game, she's dropping numbers. She's not really had any bad games that have stood out, so it feels like if she steps up to the plate, even more so than even she already has done, then, maybe they can start out the story strong on the hard point.
I mean, you got to look at it. This team, if you break it down, like, she has a good supporting cast. You got Kings, who is going to be your anchor, going to be that player who is going to lock down the spawns for you. And the search and destroy, you've got Pabzera, who's going to just, I mean, at any given point, pop off. And then Jai, who is another, like, probably tangible player that would be as equal to Aerith in that regard, but I don't know what the ping situation's like. She thrived in that game 1, and she looked like she was pissed off roaming the map. So you got both of those counterparts coming through. Of course, I mean, she's going to be able to drop 50 and rip Team Space apart. Is she going to be able to do that here against Team Lucaszin, though? That's the question.
Yeah. It is difficult ultimately. Again, I feel like she's been pretty consistent though, so I think she's going to drop numbers regardless. And it's kind of funny. The other side of that X Factor conversation, Bobby, is the fact that Team Lucaszin. I think you're right. I don't think they do have an X Factor. And I think that it's kind of a different situation where it's not like, normally when you have that kind of conversation about teams where it's like these guys don't really have an X Factor and they're not the kind of an average team. That's not the case for Team Lucaszin. It's more that all of the players feel like they've had good games again. I even mentioned Skurd, for example, who obviously in his own region plays phenomenally well. Here, Ping Disadvantage always performs. I think every single game, more or less, he's had a solid performance. And obviously, you've got the likes of Sao, Viper, and Veer in there. They are pretty much performing every single game. Like, Lucaszin doesn't just have one X Factor. They've got multiple.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think another thing you got to take into consideration is that lower bracket momentum. So the fact that Team Aerith have been playing all the way through right here, we've seen that play a big factor for so many teams in the World Championships and in CDM over the course of the past couple of months. So that's something you really got to keep an eye on for them if they can carry that momentum, especially for the dominance that they've shown in those lower bracket matches. They've absolutely got a chance at making some noise in this grand finals.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe we should kind of deconstruct. I don't know how close we are getting to the game, if everyone's in the lobby yet, but I think we should take some time to kind of deconstruct how we think this series is going to go. Obviously, as we said, we know the map. So for those of you guys who want to hear them again, it's going to be Standoff, Raid, Slums, Takeoff, Summit, and Coastal in that order across Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Control, Hardpoint, Control, and Search and Destroy. I do feel like the strongest chance that Team Aerith have here is going to be the Search and Destroy verdict. I feel like that's where they've looked the best. And again, part of that is down to Pabzera starting off as strong as he does and the rest of the team kind of showing up in the late game. But certainly, I think earlier on when we saw these guys on Express Search and Destroy, the only reason they didn't win that was because Lucaszin called game. Like, that was literally it. He was the X factor to the close of that Search and Destroy. So I do feel like there is a strong chance here that Team Aerith can take these S&Ds and extend the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strong possibility. You got to find a way to win some of these respawns, though, because that's where it's going to come down to. In order to extend this series, you're going to have to find either one hardpoint or one control in order to get to that point. Obviously, with the map advantage, you're probably going to have to find multiples. So with that being said, if you're looking at it from that perspective, there's not a lot of hope for Team Aerith here early on. They've got to find a hardpoint. They've got to find a control. They got to find two at some point during this series. So the gun skills got to increase at some point, or the strategies just got to, be strong off the rip. You can't have a slow start against this Team Lucaszin squad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it has to be strong. And again, I think this is where, that conversation about momentum that Bobby was talking about, right, is going to come into play a little bit because, Bobby, Team Aerith, they didn't just win the lower bracket final. They basically ran through Team Space, and that gives you such a massive momentum boost. It gives you such a massive confidence boost going into this grand final. And again, going back to the conversation about individual performances with Aerith herself dropping like 50 in the hard point. There is going to be some serious confidence here going into this grand final. And I think that gives credence to the idea that they can absolutely take this map number 1 away.
Yep, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm Team Aerith in this one. I'm rooting for this. I want to be Team Aerith, but also I want to see Lucaszin win something. I don't know. I'm very torn right now. Okay. But also Team Aerith, you got Jai. This is his first Bobby event, and he's like the rookie from Garena. I don't know. I don't.
Okay, all right. Listen. I've asked. We've had you gone for prediction first for the last couple of matches. It's only fair that Verdict gets to go first this time. So Verdict, give us your answer. But this time specifically, I don't just want who's gonna win. I want an exact score. Obviously, okay. I don't need the score to be right. We're not perfect people. But who do you think is gonna win? What's the score?
I have full faith in Team Lucaszin. They're going to win their first team championship here in the Bobby event and, of course, elsewhere. It's going to be a 4-2. Obviously, they start off with that map advantage. I think they might slip and fall and lose that Search and Destroy. But never mind. I'm going back. It's 4-1. All right, we're not getting to a game 6. 4-1. I've crunched the numbers in my head. It ain't happening. All right, Bobby. They ain't not losing a respawn.
Get off that fence, buddy. Come on.
All right, because I am a biased North American and I hate anybody that is not from North America, I am Team Aerith, the only 2 North Americans left in the competition. Biased Bobby is back. They're taking it 4-3.
Oh, love to see it. You love to see it. Well, I mean, it is logical after all. We don't appreciate any players that don't exist outside of North America. So
that's true.
That is the most unbalanced way we can look at it for sure. Anyway, that's gonna do it then. Do you know what? I shall give my prediction real quick here before I go. I feel like Team Aerith, they've got this one. I'm not even taking the mick. I feel like Team Aerith, you know, they got that lower bracket momentum. I feel like they can do this one. They'll be feeling confident after that lower bracket final, but they are going to need a strong performance in map number 1. With that said then, guys, we're going to waste no more time here. Hardpoint to kick off the best of 7 grand finals, the lion's share of $10,000 on the line. Go crush this cast, lads.
All right. Well, apparently one of our players didn't download the map. Wait, Sandos in the competitive map pool, so there's literally no reason for them to not have the map downloaded. I don't know how that could possibly happen. But we're almost good to go heading into this one. I think Infinity, I think he picked Team Aerith just because he hates Europeans, you know? I think that's the biggest thing. He said,
absolutely.
Veer and Sawo, team exclusive, get him out of here. Out of my face.
Yeah, can't have that. Yeah, 100%. He was in the background lurking too. He's like, dude, I'm not muting and deafening for this. I'm waiting just in case I get called back on deck. Nonetheless, the Australian has spoke. Chat, you want to buy a koala, go speak to the man himself. It was probably the worst Australian accent, but I tried to pay you tribute there. Infinity, hope it panned out. Hope it pans out here for Team Lucaszin as my pick. Might be right for the first time today, or have I sabotaged him winning his first championship, Bobby? We're about to find out.
Who has the stronger curse? This is the question. Everybody talks about the Bobby curse. That's the reason why OUG lost to freaking X-Rock. But nobody talks about the Verdict curse. They will know. We got SKS Lucaszin back at it right here. He gets absolutely smoked by Aerith off the rip right there, though. And that's going to be Team Aerith fully inhabiting the hard point. They get that thing locked down immediately. And that momentum certainly looking like it's carrying through, at least to some degree, off the start. They're winning all of these gunfights.
Absolutely. Time is being collected, too, as well. Go along with it. It's very difficult here as the open objective. Aerith and crew, they are running the muck. Finally, a contest going to come through. Sawo trying to flex his gunny. Is going to be able to find a few in there. The feed is yellow. King's going to get shut down. They are being absolutely torched off of this one, Bobby. You spoke, and it has happened. The flip is almost instantaneous. As well with that, the split of the spawns is not going to be a great setup there as we're getting geared up for the rotation for new. Veer and crew looking to hold down the fort. Viper, the last hope, onto the objective. Going to be swarmed, but they do have the setup for new.
Lucaszin picking up a shotgun right here. Trying to throw a couple different looks at him, see what he can do. Not going to be able to get the better of the gunfight, though. And pretty even as we head here into P2, but it is Team Lucaszin with the stronger setup. Sawo's going to be able to find one on entry. Jai shut down as well and turns and burns onto Spades. Hot start for him as the Pred is going to drop. Did he get a... I thought he was going to get a quad right there. I believe it's only a double, but the damage is done regardless. And there has not been any holes in this hold so far as Team Aerith just looking for an opening and not finding it one bit. They spot out Lucas in the back line, and Aerith just freaking snaps onto a second person. Not going to be able to find any more than that, though, as Jai breaks right on in with the War Machine.
Perfect attempt there for the break. Obviously, any kind of contest is going to be a W in this instance. It's been a lockdown, not a bit of weakness, but Jai finally being able to peace bomb back on through. As the contest comes through, it is the death machine for Lucaszin who's going to be able to find a 5-piece out of it. Good lord. As he's finally dropped, P2 is coming to a close. The setup for new, it's Big Blue, and well, there's only 2 players standing over there for Spades. And a little bit of help in Jai. Can they hold the fort down? Well, Death Machine's definitely going to help.
Sawo grab Vortex right there. Gonna avoid for the time being anybody getting through. Pops his EMP as well, but the break goes through right as that happens. Timing could not have been any worse. Now looking to push up with the shotgun. Pabzera outside the point. He's going to opt to actually climb up right here. Finds the break on through and finds one onto Sawo as well. We start to see the ops come in from the outside. Veer pops the War Machine. Viper with the equalizers as well. And Team Lucaszin continues to build on that lead. Jai leading the way. 13 kills. Once again, it doesn't matter where the server is. That man is going to put up bananas numbers. He just needs to get a little bit of help right now as nobody else has made their way into double digits.
Nope, not indeed. Gonna need a little bit of support. Hop up here for Aerith. Gonna be tag team. Sawo gonna be getting credit for the kill. The rotation over to new. Pabzera looking to play, Pabzera looking to play cutoff, man. As we're looking for some of those transitional kills, they've built themselves a little bit of a deficit. 60 points is exactly what they need. I'm not sure they'll get it out of this P4 rotation, but if it is going to be found on this map, it should be here. The setup's looking prime and proper. You've got extensions out on both fronts. Viper and crew looking to collect. As the first bloods come through, it's Lucaszin. He's going to be able to snag his way through. What the? Okay, finally he's going to get shut down. The equalizer's there for Pabzera is going to do the work. And just like that, through the first 20, the first wave, the first two actually, looking to get shut down.
Pabzera trying to give all the help that he can, but it's actually Aerith that goes big with the Tempest, and Jai Pop in War Machine is going to be able to pin back those spawns. This has been a masterclass of AP4, but Lucaszin, the jump shot, absolutely beams to take down the War Machine and gives his team a chance at contesting for this final time. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to find it. Team Aerith reinforces the point and makes their way back on. What a disgusting kill out of Lucaszin right there. I wish I could have seen his POV, because my gosh.
Torching him. 21 through the first set of hills, leading the lobby. Not right far behind him. It's Sawo. Aerith and crew looking to piece themselves right back in. It's Sawo, buddy. You got to hit those, man. I was just gassing you up. King's going to come through with the shots to shut you down. Aerith now looking to put the contest on through. Viper starting to heat up as well. 15 to his name. He's going to be able to find a few. Oh, yeah, shoddy in hand, buddy. Looks great. Sparrow pumped and dumped. King's going to be able to find two with it. Does. Paper plane tossed out for Viper is going to find his fourth kill in this feed as well. Aerith finally able to shut him down. Don't think he got yeah, he did. He got Predator missile, and there it goes. Two-piece. Oh, yeah, that's it, buddy.
Lucaszin just spraying and praying with the DM. Unfortunately, he's got limitless ammo, so he finds big value off of that one. Can't counter the shotgun in the hands of Spades, but Viper's gonna be there, shut down. Spades going in for some big kills right here, and once again, they're keeping this very, very tight, despite the fact that it looked like Lucaszin and company might be able to snowball things. This time around, it is Team Aerith with the early setup toward new. They get a big feed. That's 4 kills in a row. Gonna hit a complete reset for Team Lucaszin, who continues to be unable to find any kills. Finally, Lucaszin finds one onto Pabzera, but Op's gonna start to flow through once again. Aerith, Tempest out as the explosives come through, and they completely blow up the hard point, as that is full clearance and a full break for Team Lucaszin.
Yeah, Aerith's caught lacking, standing on stairs, just waiting for someone to make the approach, and Veer from a distance threads the needle. And just like that, it's flipped on its head. On the opposite side of things, Jai trying to get back in it, is able to find one with the entry from the War Machine. Now trying to get a bit mixy, shuts down Lucaszin. Able to find a second to go along with it, make it a third, fourth, indeed. Max operator usage as he gets a full wipe. Nade shot through the window is going to be able to shut him down, but the damage done to breaks in. Team Aerith right back in it.
Yeah, looks like they'll be able to get this scrap to bring it down to about a 30-point lead right here. Team Lucaszin trying to mitigate the damage, but Jai's already hitting a route. He takes down Lucaszin, and now an opportunity to apply some pressure out toward new, and they get a close spawn as well. He's going to get shut down, but the pressure is there. 3 players on the outskirts. King looking to entry. He's going to get shut down, and a good job by Team Lucaszin of holding off that initial push.
Yeah, holding off the initial push has been great. One player looking to make something happen up top. It's Jai. He's going to be able to piece him through the window. Got to wait for the cavalry to make the entry on through. Aerith going to be able to provide some support. The break is there. It's shut down almost instantly. Damage being done, though, as Viper's the last one alive on the point. Veer there to help as well, and he's going to hop out the window. Able to put some shots on through, but the feed is yellow. Or no, scratch that. It's Jai trying to make something happen yet again. Is going to be denied and shut down through the hop up. You've got one coming through, and Aerith now trying to play a little bit of morale support there with the Tempest. Able to get some shots in, not able to find a kill, and that is very tough.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that Tempest pop. Only 15 seconds remaining on the hard point. Not going to set you up well for new. Sawo's got his grab vortex. He calls in his operator in potentially an even worse spot. Fortunately, still going to have some charge left. I don't even know if you can catch somebody from that high, and the other shot's going to get shut down by a trophy. So once again, a little bit of a misplay out of both teams, but Aerith shut down right here, and Veer, with the War Machine popped, is going to be able to force them back once again. everybody spawning gas and should be pretty easy for Veer to pick up a couple more kills off the rotation. Relatively predictable, and Lucaszin gets shut down off the death machine.
Yeah, he does find 3 before he goes. Not max value, but it's enough. Hill's going to be unoccupied for the time being as Jai at a distance able to clear it out. It's a scramble to get onto the objective. If you're Team Aerith, you must hold the line. 24 seconds remaining. Not enough to close this one out if you are Lucaszin and squad. Sawo going to throw a shoulder at it, gets shut down, but it's Viper who is there with the equals. Able to find one, but it's not enough for the second. And all of a sudden, Aerith and crew are right back in it.
Skurd trying to find something, shut down. Kings traded out, but Team Lucaszin just doing such a good job of at least keeping things contested, if not taking the better of the time. He leads the way once again. 37 kills, playing on God knows what ping right now. He continues to deliver for his team, and Team Aerith have got to lock in. They've really got to get more value off of these operators, because we've seen quite a few, even if they're getting kills, not really in opportune positions. The timing has just not been there for them. Pabzera reinforces the point for the time being. They have got to go at least plus 20, plus 30 every hard point the rest of the way out.
Yeah, they do. They got to get their P1 time, more importantly. Not enough time to close this one out as the contest is going to linger on through. Lucaszin and crew trying to get the job done. They built a substantial lead, up by 60. Can they do it? Right now, it is Aerith who has done best of both worlds, maintaining this P1 objective as well as those backline spawns. This might be time for a comeback. Viper and crew starting to panic. The entry there for Viper is going to find one, but it's Aerith and crew who are able to get the kills to collide. And you look at it, the setup for P2 is absolutely there too. They have built themselves a little bit of a cushion. Let's see if they can hold down the fort here on this P2 objective.
Jai, big kill on the backside right there. He's on 42 for himself. Players getting ready to push through gas, but he reads it to perfection, shuts down 2, and the operator's starting to pop as well. They've got an opportunity to close this gap. Let's hop into a listen with Team Aerith and see what things are like as they look to regain.
Me dead. On my right.
Watch prime, top, on the window.
Okay.
On the window, 3 top on the window.
Go.
Nice, Bobby.
That's my gas. Oh, man. One
Top.
One more top.
One granny.
Copy.
Top. Top you. Only one.
Top.
Behind you.
Behind me. He got me. He's somebody.
Contest. Nice. Go no now.
Go new now.
One. Oh, don't know.
Go no. We got contest. Go no.
Okay.
Go no.
Hold on. Alright, go new.
Okay. It's bunny alley, guys.
I spawn gas.
One. Tank CT. Eco.
We saw that heavy investment right there, but this time the operators are coming through for Team Lucaszin. They're looking to shut everything down. Viper equals, gone. Sawo shut down. Jai is in, but unfortunately the kills are there. Lucaszin, death machine in hand with an opportunity to close this one out, and he does exactly that as Team Aerith comes up short on map. One great attempt at a comeback, but I would say very good counterplay out of Team Lucaszin to not panic, to save your operators for an early rotation, get that set up, and they lock it down on P3 to take the win.
Absolutely. Very well maintained. Things could have gotten out of hand. The P2 rotation looked a bit great for the setup, but the contest came through. Obviously, they nickel and dined them. They get the rotation to P4. What a great way to shut this one down. Sawo leading the pack there for Team Lucaszin up top with a massive impact. Minute 36 on the hill, 46 and 40. Lucaszin himself, of course, dropping 42 as well with a minute 19. Veer, we'll talk about the time, dude. That's 2 minutes and 18 seconds on a map like this. That is crazy. OBJ God for this team to start off this matchup as they go 2-0, up 2-0.
Yep. Good performance out of Team Aerith, like we said. Aerith leading the way, +4, a minute 20 in the hard point. They come up just short right there. And I think it was a couple of big hard points that we saw snowball more than they were expecting to. I think we had a P3 that was nearly a full 60 for Team Lucaszin. And I think that was probably the difference in the game. They were playing so scrappy toward the end, but we saw because the game was so close, whenever Team Lucaszin sent 1-2 players to contest at the end because they lost those gunfights, that means everybody has to fight to clear that out. You can't afford to give up any scrap time and just put them into difficult of a position heading into P3, and couldn't quite scramble back in. So now we get ready to head into the search and destroy with Team Lucaszin up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and Aerith's team was able to, I mean, win the gunfight overall differential. They were +2, not able to convert on all those kills though, which is very unfortunate. We'll see if they can get a little bit of momentum rolling here in this search and destroy to kind of roll it back in, because right now the hard points and the controls seem to be locked down for the boys and over at Team Lucaszin. They have to find a victory here in this search and destroy. They got to do it very dominantly too.
Yep, 100%. The raid search and destroy, once again, very fun to see it back into the pool. And Lucaszin, his sniping today has certainly looked to be on a different level. We saw him up against this team. Aerith put up, what, a 2 KD on 17 or 18 kills in a 7-round S&D. He absolutely went in, and the rest of the team supporting has looked very, very dominant as well. So we'll see if they can turn things around. Obviously, it's looked like a lot of eyes on Aerith, like we talked about earlier. She has just been so consistent all the way through. They need to continue to see that out of her to have a chance here at bringing the series back.
All right, let's see if they can get it done. Scrappy, hardpoint indeed. Standoff, always fun to watch. Raid, just the same. We're getting classic OG maps into the rotation, and we're absolutely loving it so far. Just waiting on 2 to ready up to go ahead and dive on into the action. Will it be a quick 3-0, or we will see Team Aerith bounce back? I think the power of Pabzera needs to come through in fruition. He needs to be your main player off the rip. He needs to get those first bloods. He needs to be able to piece whatever it is that needs to happen in order to get to either site. We're going to be looking at him to be the overall difference maker. Everything else is going to be icing on the cake. On the flip side of things, how are you going to react? First 6 rounds on the defense for Team Lucaszin. No pressure to overcommit or overexert. We'll see if they can hold the back lines and hold off the pushes.
All right. Just waiting on the man himself, Lucaszin, to ready up, and we'll be good to go for map number 2. Team Aerith would really love to get at least one here to make sure they're not going out sad. I don't anticipate that they will, but it's just a question of where do you find that map at. At the bare minimum, we're guaranteed to get to see a control, which we've only seen, what, one time the entire weekend, or the entire event, and I believe it was a 3-0 on Arsenal. So at this point, I'm just excited that we do get to see control. It is going to be on slums for anybody who is wondering. And naturally, once Lucaszin readied up, we had somebody who immediately unchecked the box. So,
of course,
this is the required order of things.
Yep,
wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, this is usually how it happens, right? Nonetheless, as soon as just as soon as you say that, 2 other people on ready too.
Fewer and fewer people ready.
What are we doing, mate? All right, I'm sure we'll start sooner or later. Pabzera, buddy, just hit the green check mark. It's not that hard. There it goes. Spam it. Spam it. Start it. Let's go. Come on.
All
yes, right. Let's go.
Get
Game 2 underway. Technically game 3. 2-0 lead in favor of Team Lucaszin. Can they maintain that advantage? Obviously, nothing's going to change as far as the league goes, but can they continue to build on towards this one and closing it out? Only need 4. Halfway there as of right now. Team Aerith, what do you got up your sleeves? Going to need to go ahead and pull it out here because those respawn game modes, I mean, I just look locked down for Lucaszin.
Yeah, no question about it. Wallbangs won't connect off spawn right here, but Veer, that 3-line coming out, and once again, showing what it can do. It's actually going to be Skurd that picks up the kills on that front side. Veer finds another on to Kings, and now all down to Aerith in a 1v4 right here. Seems like they have a pretty good idea of what they're working against as well. She gets eyes onto Lucaszin, but no trigger discipline. She's going to get shut down instantaneously, and once again, it's Team Lucaszin starting off in the driver's seat.
Yep, that's it. Very cutthroat first round. Not what you would like to see, but Let's see how Aerith and team handle it. On the approach, they're going to send 3 on towards the pool side of things. 1 lurking in the middle. That's going to be Pabzera, the money man. 1 in money room. 1 blood comes through. Sawwall's drop, but it's a quick trade as Viper is going to be able to collect the soul there now as the hit over towards this A lane. Going to be shut down for the time being. Nades over the top for Veer. Able to find Jai 2 on it. That is not a good look here for Aerith.
Well, bit of a ring around the rosy as it is going to be Skurd making his way into spawn. 2 players still locking down the A side. And Lucaszin's able to pick up 1. Oh, Skurd should have the perfect read right here. It's just a question of timing. Aerith could potentially slip through the pillars, but she's going to go straight up the middle, and Skurd definitely saw it, so that's a freebie, and just like that, Spades in a 1v3, not going to be able to clean it up, and Team Lucaszin just continuing their dominance. I cannot be understated. The difference in the way this man drafted his team, there are so few weak points, and they look so coordinated. I don't know if they were like scrimming heavily coming into this or what, but they just look on a completely different level from the rest of the competition, and there's Spades to open things up to give Team Aerith a chance off the start of this one.
We'll see. 2 down. None in trade. Sawwall the back line. 1 player approaching him. Spades just holding the fort down. Here comes the hit. Doesn't expect it. Oh my God. Spades able to get the shot even though he's 1. And that's going to be a bomb going down along with it. Some shots going to come through from Veer. Able to find 1, make it 2. The 3-line rifle. Absolutely gorgeous in his hands. Aerith able to find the 1 up. And now Veer in a 1v2 to clutch. Not going to happen. Spades able to shut him down through the window. Nobody shall hop on through with him being there. So notice the difference in that. When you get first 2 bloods, obviously that's going to be perfect. But you get the bomb down along with it. Great bounce back after being kind of slobber knocked through the first 2.
Yep. Much needed for sure. Still looking to get Kings online, but yeah, at least are able to hit a reset off of that one. Veer still that 3-line. I'm shocked that nobody else has used it, because I do think that is the second best option. Oh my God. And the flick onto Pabzera to open things up once again. So it looks like Team Aerith are looking to equalize the rounds. Definitely sees Spades up top, but can't quite get timing to go his way. I don't think he realizes that Kings wrap mid, but gets through regardless. And once again, that should have been a freebie, but he gets shut down by Aerith as a response. Spades gets another, and that brings us into a 2v2.
It is Viper and crew now on the pound. Skurd looking to go through what needs to be a flawless hit. They're covering the back lines. They should know that everybody's 100% on site. Spades now looking to peep through the driveway area. The timing could not have been worse for him. Viper creates great timing for himself, and now Aerith, last on, is on site. These ring headies about to go big or get shut down. Finds the first blood. Viper gonna contest. He does land the shots. And a devastating 1v2 clutch. Spoiled by Viper as he has plenty of time to get this defused.
And that was just really unfortunate, because there was some horrendous COD timing that, had it gone differently, could have resulted in a very different round right there. But as a result, Lucaszin and company extend out that lead once again. They're looking pretty comfortable here on the defensive side, even with a couple of these rounds being close, and he opens things up with a wallbang. They go heavily toward that mid side. Honestly, a bit surprising. Gets shut down in response. Was that a collab from Spades?
Almost finds a third, too.
Oh, my gosh.
He's able to capitalize on another. Mans is on another level. He has picked it up. Veer is going to be able to find 1 there. Make it 2. Oh, my God. Top ring is his home. Even those Spades. Just, I mean, he could have had 4 there, Bobby. Good God.
My, oh, my. I mean, he's just not getting a whole lot of help right now. He and Aerith combined for 12. The other 3 players currently a total of 3. Not looking great so far for them, but still far from over. We've seen bigger leads disappear, but you got to start chipping away at it sooner than later. Spades, another big kill. He's on 9 already. Huge impact for him. It's a question of what the rest of the players can do. Solo doesn't get spotted out through the smoke right there. And just kind of peeking back and forth with that LMG in hand. Spades reads it, though. Kill number 10. putting on a show for everybody to see. 2 players remain right here. It's going to be Skurd on the flank, and I think we may have Spades reading this. Gets eyes on it, but he's not going to actually opt to back up and somehow gets away with his life.
I am not sure how Skurd didn't just absolutely blast Spades. Maybe just a little bit of a connection issue. He was literally right in front of him in the pool and just was not able to shoot. Obviously, there's might be a little bit of, as I mentioned, connection. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul. Bomb planted, job executed. Last round on the attack. Successful there for Team Aerith. They find themselves clawing their way back into it as we do come through for the flip. Sawo, very aggressive through the middle of the map, is going to be able to find a little bit of map control there onto the bar. Looking to breach the back lines. Aerith is the only person here to control as the crew now getting the call outs. Everyone's focus here is on court.
Oh, she's played this so well. The question is, do they check? And they do. Veer shuts down. And once again, Team Lucaszin with the man advantage. Really, all eyes on Spades with the way this one's gone. And he lines it up for one. That brings it into a 2v2, but not able to get anything outside of that. And Pabzera, only 1 kill on the board. Needs a 1v2 to avoid going down 5-2. Looks like he does get the read onto this. It's a question of timing, and they're clearing a lot right here. Shots not going to connect. And Team Lucaszin continue to build on the lead. Just so much difficulty closing out those tight rounds.
Very unfortunate indeed. First round on the defense, not successful there for Team Aerith. Lucaszin's squad just proven to be too powerful. Pabs needs to go big. I mean, a singular breadstick is just not going to make the cut if you want this squad to move forward. Motion over towards the B side is looking for that ring control. Jai finds 2. Aerith is going to be traded on out, but you like the odds. Up top, it's going to be red. Sawo just running and gunning. Bomb looks like it's going to be made its way over. It's going to be planted, but only 2 players left standing here as they defend. They got a good setup. Sawo is gunning. Oh my God, Pabzera gets put on a t-shirt. He's the last hope. Sawo is in a 1v1. Jai can't hit the shots. Is forced to back down with 30 seconds left to go. It's still a mad hunt for 1v1.
Oh, nearly had the closeout on the 1v3, but it's a reset here in the 1v1. Still expects him to be coming from that top laundry side. And Jai gets aggressive off the concussed throw. He gets the high ground, and it's Sawo coming through with the 1v3. At the perfect time to avoid the map closeout. Let's see if they can build on it.
Matter of moments, about to find out. Map point. Sawo saving grace there for that round. Gonna have to go back and look at that. From his point of view, he was piecing. Spade's gonna get caught on the transition. Court 100% free. Bomb looking like it's gonna be cut or put down. King's gonna be forced to back down as he's won. There's 3 up top the staircase. Which one's going to throw a shoulder? Veer going to be able to find a collat too. That's the dagger, Bobby. Aerith and Pabzera. Now the last hope in a 2v5.
Pabzera is really not in a position where he can do a ton of damage. Might be able to get timing onto 1 player, but Aerith is down. It's got to be a 1v5 to keep the map alive. 2 players down, 3 to go. Not meant to be. And Team Lucascin's reign of terror continues. They are not giving an inch. They dominate the hard point. They do the same here in the search and destroy, even more so. And now could potentially be on their way to the final map of the series.
Lucaszin squad had just, I mean, several clutches from individual players. A plethora of kills coming through from Veer as he leads the pack with 14. That 3-line rifle was absolutely on point. A devastating blow. Aerith and squad just not really retaliating after that hard point, which was, well fought indeed, but this one not remotely close. Skurd 10-6 on the right-hand side of your screen. You had Spades, who had 8 through, 5 rounds, ended up with 12. Aerith and Jai combining for 6 apiece. And, Kings and Pabzera really never waking up in that series.
Yeah, and those are 2 of the players that you have higher expectations for as well. So, it's just kind of tough to find a way around that when the shots are not connecting for 2 of your more important players. Once again, credit to Spades. He was another one of those LATAM players that was incredibly underrated coming into this competition. Performed really well in LATAM Stage 4 and obviously backed it up with the numbers there, but we're just getting too many. There's too many players on Team Lucaszin that are capable of dominating. Like, we have seen dominant performances out of just about every player on this roster at some point throughout the competition. And we see it for Veer right there, putting up a near 3 KD. The 3-line rifle proving to be a reliable secret weapon that now brings us into a slum search and destroy that could potentially close out the event early.
Well, see, this is it. Map number 4, technically 3-0 lead with a map advantage for Team Lucaszin, who might be able to be crowned champion for the very first time. Bobby, is just something so magical and poetic about it. Man's done just everything to get to this point at any given opportunity, and finally he's going to be able to capitalize on it and build a damn good team to go along with it too. So I hate to see that go to waste. On the other hand, Team Aerith could be able to do the impossible. We'll see if they can spark a little bit of a comeback here. Slums Control right around the corner, ladies and gents. Got to wake up at some point. Will it be this map?
All right. Well, we've got all of our players ready. I don't want to rush it, but I also know you guys want to see the gameplay. So we are ready to hop into the game whenever you are. Once again, I was especially given how long yesterday was like a 6.5-hour broadcast, and we're barely 3 hours in right here. Was not expecting Lucaszin, and we knew it was a good team, but I was not expecting this level of dominance.
No, especially, yeah.
They put any type of momentum that Aerith and her team had to sleep completely, and fully reset anything they had coming into this. So they've got to hope and pray somebody hits the flow state, because this would be the time. It's now or never.
Yep, now or never. Never. Good God. Spit it out, verdict. Yeah, 100%. They didn't even look this dominant in the opening series. It looked like it could have been a 50-50 kind of deal. Obviously, there's nothing 50-50 about this. This has been just a complete outclass. Aerith and squad need to wake up. Now or never. Do or die. Game number 4, technically. Match point. This is for the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. What would happen? Will Team Aerith rise up to the occasion, or will we crown Team Lucaszin a champion? Let's go ahead and find out. Let's get it on. Game number 4 on board. Slums of Panama here for the control.
All right. Jai's going to be able to find 2 early on right here. He does get traded out by Lucaszin, but the defense is one that on Slums Control especially, you expect to have the advantage. That A-zone so difficult to capture. So we get Jai pushing up right here. And if you are on the defense, your priority's got to be on ending this as quickly as possible, and also trying to build onto whatever streaks and operators you can possibly get. Aerith gonna sit back right here as there is 0 map control whatsoever for Team Lucaszin. Not super surprising to see, but they do need to get some sort of concerted push to at least be able to get a couple ticks over on that B side. Otherwise, you put yourself in a very precarious position pending a round 5 where you would once again be on the offensive side.
Yep, indeed. Finally, they're gonna get clearance on the B side. There's the hit. 30 seconds left to go. It's going to be put to a halt. Oh my God, Lucaszin is gunning now. Got the sniper to go along with it, but there's no trophy and is shut down. Nonetheless, his crew still there to pick up the slack. Salo going to go ahead and get a little bit of a bump out on towards it. Is able to find one in spades, and it looked like it might be chalked over towards this objective. B, second tick of progress going to come through. They're 2 stacking in. Things are going quickly. Team Aerith now going to go ahead and be forced to back down. Nate shot there from Kings as it lands, and Salo yet to be shut down. Might be able to earn some streaks off this.
Spades gets pushed through to mid. Easy trade for him as he backs up and looks for a second. Lucaszin continues to absolutely beam from everywhere on the map. Heady or not, does not make a difference. One player already dead off that A objective, and they've taken a life lead as well. If you're Team Aerith, you got to sit back a little bit right here. Cannot afford to give these lives away, and they drop like flies. Jai's going to invest the War Machine right here. And if he can find at least 2 more, could potentially be worth it, but a very risky play, albeit potentially a necessary one.
Yeah, necessary indeed, but I mean, all they got to do is just wait this one out. Surely enough, the last shot comes through and nothing to yield from it. It's down to Jai, it's down to Aerith. What was easily a 5-life lead, maybe more. Very easily shut down. Aerith gonna be killed. There's the gunny. Everybody is being swarmed onto this objective, but Jai able to stay alive. Oh my God! Fred coming through.
Jai 1v5.
Kill. Clip it, chat. Holy hell!
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was so disgusting. That was like the fastest competitive 1v5 I've ever seen. Oh,
if that'll give you momentum, man, I don't know what will.
Yup. Obviously, for Team Lucaszin, you got Operator's Charge, but my, oh my, what a throw to the round as they chuck bodies at the barrel of the shotgun to feed him into a pred. What a clutch.
Payoff round, you said those Operators Charge, surely indeed. Oh, Sabo not going to find very much out of it. 5 for 5 we go. The reset as we get back onto this objective. Jai and Spade's going to be able to tag team for some kills. Aerith now going to be able to pop the Tempest, and she wasn't really much of a factor, which is crazy because she has been, I mean, precision through this series so far. Right now, she's getting cut through like a slice of bread. Only 2 kills to her name through the first round. And 30 seconds or a minute into this one as well. We'll see if the team can pick up the slack as Jai is just continuing to pounce on any and everybody.
He's got his War Machine charged again off the back of that dominant round and a big time clutch. So we'll see if he can do anything. Viper's going to pop equals right here. And at this moment, they're just trying to make sure that Team Aerith is not able to get any time off the back of this one. Get the info onto Jai right there. So once again, resets the wave, and they have absolutely nothing to work with. Puts them in a tough spot because, like we talked about before, with the amount of objective capture that we saw Team Lucaszin pull away with in that opening round, losing those objectives does not set you up well for map number 5, or rather for round number 5. They've still got a lot of lives, but they got to get to the point.
Yep, this is it. Last hit. 1 second in the contest.
Yo, Kings.
That does
Kings, what are we
buddy,
waiting on?
get on the objective. Come on, buddy. 1 for 1 we go. Defense stand strong. Obviously, that upper hand, as you mentioned it, the ticks of progress. We had a full tick of 4 capture on towards the B site, and I think maybe a tick on towards the A site as well too. So very much so in control.
All right. Wow. Beams out of Lucaszin once again. He picks up 2 more to get things started. And like we saw from the scoreboard, Aerith on 2 in 10. Not giving her team a whole lot of support right now. Lucaszin getting really far pushed forward onto the A objective, which once again, we don't see very often, but they're picking up the kills to support it. Veer's got the War Machine, so no easy points of entry from that front side, and for the time being, they will continue to lock in these objectives as Veer looks to get 1 more. They finally flood the point, but they can't seem to pick up the kills. And it's Pabzera that's going to shut him down, but not before a lot of damage is done off the back end of that one.
Yeah, indeed. Second ticket progress looking like it might be collected there onto the B site. They're doing it double time. Lucaszin, man, he's earned streaks galore, and he is just not missing. Has to chow there as the reload not going to be safe enough to call, is finally going to be shut down. Predator earned, B done. 2 ticks of progress onto the A site. They are moving quickly, Bobby. I don't think we're going to see mistakes of pass. No 1v5s here in this instance. 12v23 with 2 minutes left to go on the clock. This is not a good look here for Team Aerith.
Yeah, good shot out of Jai right there, but there's only so much that one player can do. Skirt pushes up, Sparrow in hand, and an 11-life lead on the offensive side on Slums does not bode well in any way, shape, or form. We get Kings, Sparrow, Aerith, Tempest looking for any type of value. And she, I think, doubled her kills right there, but still so much work left for them to do. And King's going to get shut down. Aerith runs out of the Tempest, looking like it's only a matter of time, especially with a 10-life lead.
Yep. No way you could butcher this, right? There's just no way. 3v12. You need more than a miracle. Only a tick of progress you need to collect and shut this down. Progress, though, going to be halted. They're going to be sent back to the respawns. Map control is on point. Veer looking to put the pressure on, waiting for the cavalry to come through. Here comes the approach. Veer going to be able to gun run. Looking for the second. Sawo is going to be able to beam him. It's all down the Kings. 1v10. Not a chance. We are on match point, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 lead in favor of Team Lucaszin as they inch their way closer to what would be his first championship.
Yep. They've certainly set themselves up for success right here. They take the offensive round, just need to win a defense to close this one out. It's a full commit over toward the B side. Gunfights galore. Spade's going to be able to find something there, but the operators start to pop, and that's Lucaszin on the backside with the collat.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, I'm not calling it right now, but you put up a little bit of pressure on that. Oh, okay, Lucaszin, you got to hit more than that, buddy. Never mind, maybe the verdict curse is absolutely real. Let's see if Aerith and crew can dig themselves out of this spawn trap. Predator missile is going to be halted there. Trades on days. But it's Skirt who's going to be able to find the two-piece. Nonetheless, everybody from Team Aerith is getting absolutely devoured outside of the spawn as things now starting to tilt back in the hands of Team Lucaszin. Let's see if they can put this one away.
Tabzera equals, what can you find? Nothing. It's Skurd, a three-piece on entry into the point. They have not given up a single tick of progress here on the B zone or on A for that matter. Once again, just getting ripped to pieces. Lucaszin trying to hit him with the movement, not meant to be. Fortunately, he's got teammates to reinforce with operators. Scourge shut down off the Sparrow. Veer with the War Machine all the way on the other side of the map. He's gonna get dropped as well, and an opportunity for Team Aerith to make something happen over here as they've got that life lead. The War Machine for Jai is gonna get shut down by a Hunter Killer, but once again, they reinforce the point and at least get some breathing room on this one. As Spades looks to get pushed forward, he's going to be able to take down one more to be dealt with, but can't seem to find Lucas, and finally the kills go through.
Yeah, they do. Time's going to be stopped. 17 seconds on it. Only 5 players left standing. This is the final push. Viper at a distance. Going to be able to cut him in half. Spades, Aerith, the last hope. Down the Spades. It's done. Bobby, go ahead and give the king his crown. Team Lucaszin, a 3-1 victory here in the control and a very swift sweep here in the grand finals. Not a single bit of bloodshed off of them. Lucaszin is your champion.
Oh my, what a performance, what a run. Did they lose any maps the entire tournament?
One search and destroy, I believe.
One search and destroy. Man, oh man. All the way through, Team Lucaszin are your Overkill Overdrive champions, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the team. Well earned for sure. And I don't think there's a single player that you can make the argument got carried through that one, because everybody had big performances on big performances all the way through.
Hey, a little bit of a misread there. They did not lose a search and destroy. They went undefeated through the entire event.
Crazy.
So that is a bad miscue for me.
All right. Well, that is that's how you do it right there, ladies and gentlemen. 0 map losses. Tough way to go for Aerith. Definitely not her best map of the event, but it's got to happen somewhere, and unfortunately, bad timing for them. We do have the graphic for our winners. Congratulations to Lucaszin and company. Infinity, did you expect to be back this soon?
I mean, after the hard point in the search and destroy, kinda, to be honest. I mean, I don't want to count them out, man, but, you know, I think we said it going into that grand finals that we needed to see Team Aerith ride the high of that losers bracket final performance. They had to win the hard point, and I think they definitely had to win the search and destroy. And when both of those didn't go their way, it kind of felt like the writing was on the wall, right? I mean, just Team Lucaszin just slaying div through pretty much every single game. Although I will say, you know, we look back to the first map in this best of 7, and it really was just one bad rotation that made the difference, right? A little bit of a hit too deep into the scrap, and maybe we would have been looking at Team Aerith winning map number 1, a totally different result in this best of 7. But no, I mean, they just deserve it. Just every single player on the roster constantly performing. Everyone's slaying out pretty convincingly. The right decisions being made in the game. This roster, a really well put together team from Team Lucaszin again. We said that right from the rip, right from the word go, from the very first day here, that Lucaszin had drafted a really good team, and it showed.
Yep, no question about it. Congratulations. We've seen a lot of big performances out of him that have gone unrewarded, but also for him to close it out on a 31-17 map. He's just that guy. Once again, credit to Jai. The fact that he was as consistent as he was through the entire tournament as one of the players that was as far away from servers that he could possibly be is a huge credit to how talented he is, and I'm excited to continue watching him in the future of Garena COD Mobile.
Yeah, and I think the crazy thing about Jai, by the way, as well, is that he probably has the single play the entire event because of that 1v5 at the start of that control. Like, he has the best play the entire event, albeit they were kind of solo challenging him a little bit with a shotgun. But still, he definitely does have the best player of the event. And yeah, Jai, the fact he does that, man, Verdict, with the freaking the ping difference, he was consistently performing. The only map I'd say he wasn't was maybe like the map number 2, where he just took a little bit of time to actually get into it. Of course, that was kind of Aerith and Stay, the one that was slaying out. But still, yeah, Jai's a beast for sure.
No, 100%, man. I about lost it as soon as he popped that Predator missile. I mean, granted, it's the only map they won in the control. That was, I mean, everything in that particular moment. But nonetheless, falling shy to a team like Lucaszin. I mean, come on now. We talked about how stacked they were from beginning, and obviously they went unscathed throughout this entire event. Just overall astronomical performance out of them. But a lot to look forward to for both of the players that are part of these events.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Well, let's show you guys the performance, the bracket, the run that Team Lucaszin made. As you guys already aptly said, they didn't drop a single map on their road to victory, and the vast majority of the maps were also pretty dominant. I think they only really had one close hard point, I want to say, the entire tournament, which was that takeoff hard point they played. I think it was like day 1 versus Bees, I think, to my memory. It was like a 20-point game on takeoff.
Yep.
That was literally it. So Team Lucaszin, they didn't just play well. They didn't just win this entire tournament. They totally dominated it, Bobby. And that just showed every single time we got to see them. Of course, you could see it there. Dozzy, Bees, and Aerith, not once, but twice. All names that went down to this godlike team.
Yep. They I don't think you could even make the argument that they had an easy path either, because they had Dozzy in the first round. They had a Bees. They had Aerith. They had Aerith again. Like, just ran the gauntlet on this one. And honestly, I think the lesson that we learned is that we need to not let Lucaszin be captain anymore, because this is just not fair.
Right?
I mean, he rode the draft really well. Again, we'll keep on saying it, right? I mean, Verdict, again, you got to go back to that draft. The fact that he immediately pulls Sour and Viper as his picks. Obviously, I think he might have got first pick, if I remember correctly, maybe to Sour. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, like, his first pick is Sour. Second pick is Viper out of the East and the West pool, respectively. And then, of course, as we said before, to close out the draft in a way that was just like, all right, cool, I got to close out my draft with, like, complimenting players, and he picks Veer and Skurd. Like, it really does feel like Lucaszin just drafted his team very, very well.
Oh, yeah, they drafted their team very well. But a side note, they didn't beat Team Space, so they're clearly not the best team in draft. Okay, we'll just let that be known. They didn't beat every team, okay? Team Space still lurking, even though they didn't make it to the finals.
Yeah, that's how the rock, paper, scissors works.
Exactly.
Exactly. Space are actually the best team because they were undefeated versus Lucaszin. And, and because we're never going to see these teams play against each other, there's no
we'll
way
never
to
know
that, right? Yeah, we'll never know.
Exactly.
That is true. All right, well, that's going to do it for the tournament, folks. I don't believe we've got anything else to cover here, but before we go, going to give some final thoughts. Bobby, going to start with you, mate. It's been a really fun tournament to sit here and watch from the sidelines, just like a meta mix-up, all the maps that have been thrown in here. These kind of tournaments are always fun. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I had a blast doing it. I appreciate you guys helping me out with the event and everything. It was a lot of fun to watch. As chat pointed out, big shout out to Viper. His birthday is today as well, so nice little birthday present for him to be able to take home $800 of that prize pool money as well. Congrats to him and to everybody on Team Lucaszin. No notes. Like, there's nothing they could have arguably done better in this event. They locked in 100% and they earned that win, no question.
All right, Verdict. What about you, mate? Really fun tournament?
Yeah, blast. All of these tournaments. Bobby does a great job of constructing and making things as meticulous as possible for it to be the absolute best outcome. And I felt like this one is just, I mean, him master crafting such a great combination of things. Obviously, the bans were W's as well. The map pool rotations was great. Got to give a huge shout out to Lucaszin, man. It feels good to be on top, buddy. I hope you find this much success in the World Champs moving forward too as well. I had a blast with you guys too, man. We had a lot of fun along the way. I know I got a few clips out of it. I'm sure we'll be seeing them around shortly, hopefully.
Yeah, just a real fun tournament. Thanks for having me on, Bobby. Really appreciate it, mate. It's been so fun to watch this kind of thing. And, again, just the fact that we have like a kind of little change of tournament here, change of pace to what obviously all three of us just sit and normally watch. That's what makes these kind of tournaments so fun. Massive shout out to Call of Duty Mobile for sponsoring this tournament. Without them, this sort of thing would not be possible, as well as all the production and the admins in the background that do make this possible. Shout out to all the players for competing, and shout out to you guys at home for watching and supporting in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for watching this Overkill Overload. We'll see you next time for more Call of Duty Mobile.